Yes. My old
Wait.
bones are
Can
finally
can
catching
we
up
all
to
agree that
me.
Maggie now looks like MODOK? She has one big head.
I mean, that's exactly how I've pictured her.
That's how I pictured her from the beginning. The smartest one
Well,
out of all of us.
then I
Clearly.
use illusion to make my head look normal
There you
size,
go.
because that's just a lot. I don't want to draw so many stairs.
No, that's fair. That's very fair.
I'm trying to blend in.
Oh man.
And was Maggie interested in Yllaxis loot?
Oh, is that what we're gonna discuss now? Okay, yeah, we can.
All
Well,
the
you've got
characters you're
Sean,
seeing, this is
yeah.
actually
That
another player
makes
character. I will switch
sense.
through them.
Golden's not here.
You might be confusing D&D streams. This is
I don't know.
so we're going to be
Alternatively,
switching
we
to
could have Yllaxis
each.
just-
This
if
is
you
one of our
wanted anything
regular
particular, or you
characters.
could
No one
just
has
slip
died
in
yet.
today.
Well,
You could
no
do
one's
that.
died for a while.
Yeah, so I did want to, if it is 2:30, I did want to do a little bit of shopping just for a few material components for spells.
Sure.
Actually,
Yes.
I can do this stuff myself. I don't even need that. I can
Well, you
bless holy
see.
water on my own.
Ooh, you could just get
Oh.
a regular water and make it holy water.
Mhm.
Look at
So
that.
So I'm
speaking of
gonna
shopping,
do
did you
that.
add the 500
Mhm.
gold?
Oh yes.
I did.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
Okay.
I did. I'm going to do that 4 times, so I have 4 vials of holy water.
Ooh, nice. Good smart idea.
La, la.
Would it
Yeah,
be I'm sorry, go ahead,
That is
Charles.
definitely something you could use to like craft stuff if you want other things to be holy too, and you have extra time.
I want everyone and everything I touch to be holy.
Oh my
The
god.
answer to that question
Fontiev is
is
gonna be the
yes.
holiest man
I
ever
want
who ever
everything to
existed.
be holy.
Um, um, do I need to buy I mean, it's probably small, but do I need to buy, a few water skins to just hold it?
Yeah, you can get those or bottles, whichever you prefer.
Water skins sound a bit more fitting. How much for a water skin?
Let's call it 1 goldie.
Sounds good.
For a water skin? That sounds pretty expensive.
Well, he got the fancy, or
Yeah.
she got the fancy kind.
Yeah,
If
I
they're
got the
fancy.
kind. I like them
It's
fancy.
it's the kind that
They do
that
hold
can
holy
hold
water.
holy
Right.
water.
Right.
Right, you keep it
Yeah.
holy. It's like holy to go.
It's
It
holy
can't
to
be-
go.
It can't be, your basic water skin. I mean,
Right. So I got that. I would definitely like to buy I have 1 gem for Revivify. I don't have the pump open. I know Maggie keeps one on her personally. How many more Revivify gems do we have?
I don't think many, if any. But I'm not
I-
sure.
So in the pump we have 3 rubies, 3 sapphires, 3 emeralds. There's
And a partridge in the
no
pear tree.
there ha ha ha. There are no diamonds. I
There's a very large diamond heart, which people haven't fucked with just yet. Too.
there is but I think we've mentioned that it probably will serve some greater
Yeah.
purposes.
Well, I think we've all
Um,
kind of agreed that is kind of Yllaxis' deal, only because she knows about the heart, and none of us. I mean, like, we might have an idea of what it is, but, like,
Well, we were
she's
told it was
dealt with it.
inspiration infused.
Is it? Oh, yeah, I guess it
Yeah,
is inspiration
it's
infused.
different than the other like,
heart,
pink
okay.
crystal heart that
I
had
just
the,
heard crystal heart, and I was
what's
like,
it
uh-oh, there's people in it.
Yeah.
I just immediately assumed.
You're like, I know what this is.
Right, exactly.
Crystal Hearts is people, I tell you, it's people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the answer is I don't know if anyone has any diamond or like diamond rings on their person. Maggie has one that gives her the +2 to intelligence, so she's mentioned like, if I die, please use this to bring me back. But I don't know if anyone else has diamonds or if you have to buy them.
Nope, I don't. Kiff and I bought a house.
I heard.
It's great.
Exciting.
It's very exciting. Kiff and I now
Tonight
have a
on
house.
HGTV's brand new
wait.
show, Nest Hunters.
Wait.
Like,
Wait, I lied. I received a chest full of extremely
Right.
expensive gold jewelry and diamonds. I was like, why do I
Hey.
feel like there were? So, I can take some time to look through that and see if there are any diamonds that can be used for Revivify. But if you already left to go shopping before that happened, like, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
It also depends
I
on, if you want to use the gold for something else.
Ooh.
I mean, I would prefer it if we have it because I feel like if we had like 5, that would be a very comfortable number, you know?
Holy cannoli, that would be amazing.
That's a very
That would,
comfortable
yeah, that would be like
Yeah, that is a very comfortable number. That's a good way to put that.
yes. Because I mean, the other things I would be looking to buy would be like um perhaps a couple of potions of healing and perhaps which I feel like Masha could just help us with. Um
so.
I
Maggie, should I tell you what the value of those diamonds in that box is?
please.
Yeah, sure. If you want to, give a little breakdown. I know there's the box of
Okay.
fungus truffles and the box of the sugar-coated spiders, and then the box of the golden jewelry and diamonds. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll break it down for you.
Yay.
Very quickly, as you're breaking said box down, can I just ask to mayhaps go collecting some bugs?
Collecting some bugs.
Yes, I need a bottle and some bugs. Don't worry about it.
We did just buy a dusty old townhome.
Yeah, that's true. I just
Lord knows what insects
Yeah,
I
hatch
need-
up in there.
either
Monty just
either
raises his finger.
centipedes,
I have
spiders.
several questions.
I either need centipedes, spiders, wasps, or scorpions. I'd probably find spiders or maybe a centipede, but probably spiders if it's a house. Those are the 4 bugs that I'm looking for.
You can find those.
Okay. How many can I find?
Sorry, I'm just.
This is very important to me.
I have now described Maggie's box, and now
Ooh.
Yes.
Also, Matt,
Yes.
do you have Dirt Powell?
Oh. Yeah.
oh shit! You actually need to have the bugs. Like, you
Yes,
can't do
yes,
that
no,
without
I'm
the bugs.
I'm quite literally collecting bugs because I cannot use the spell
okay.
without bugs. Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're gonna put them in like a jar, right?
Yeah, I'll spend the money on like a jar. I'll
Let's
literally
say that
go out
their
and get a jar.
lifespan is like a day in a jar.
Ugh. Do they
just
have to
make
be
it-
live?
make it simple.
What if she like
So
or
every day I
he
have
puts a
to.
little hole in there
Well,
So-
to
if you're anywhere that's like outside or in a cave, you should be able to see something.
Grab some. Okay. Okay,
'cause
that's
you have
fine.
really good perception.
That's fine. I'm just
I
gonna
will
have
be
to say
back
that
in
I'm looking
GPS
for
in 1 moment.
bugs.
So, well, I'll tell you what you find. So,
Okay.
Dromik searches for bugs.
Yeah, because I cannot
Dromik
use the
finds-
spell without the jar.
He finds 6 bed bugs.
Bed bugs, I don't want those.
Those are the
I mean, they're pretty
worst.
horrible, right?
Yeah, but I can't make them into anything. So why do I want them? I
Well,
don't.
I mean, you could make them into giant bed bugs.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
called
no,
it's
that's-
flavor.
No,
I have
I'm-
known quite a few people have actually had to experience bed bugs. It's not fun.
It does not. I mean, fair enough. If you could find me a giant bed bug stat block, I don't know what
I
stat
will,
block.
I will definitely give it to you, yeah.
If that's fine. If you're gonna give, that's fine. Perfect.
I mean, they're scary when they're tiny.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, cool enough. I'm happy with it. I figured I'd ask. How much would a
Just out of
insect jar?
curiosity, would Dromik or Kiff like eat bugs?
Most probably at some point, if like he was desperate, Dromik would have eaten a bug, but like not necessarily. He's not like looking for bugs. He's like that would be a last bottom of the barrel kind of resort food.
Okay, so he's a lizard folk with standards.
I guess standards is the right word. I mean, Dromik
Some
has
bug
eaten
good
things
eats.
before.
I'm looking for a Hercules beetle, not a stag beetle. You freaking basic.
Dude, Hercules beetles are
Try and
amazing.
Dromik soup. We would
Good
say
one,
thank you.
Right, exactly. It's like, it's not necessarily upsetting for Dromik to eat a bug. He's just like, oh, okay. Sure. Okay.
Okay, so Yllaxis did the shopping. Would Yllaxis want to do anything else? during the downtime?
Yes. Yes, a little bit. I have a couple of things I've had in my inventory forever that I've just wanted to sell. That includes it is a silvered longsword that I got off of a dead paladin in the temple of the Demogorgon. It just belonged to the dead paladin. Nothing fancy. It's made of silver.
So you're gonna just pawn it off?
Yeah, just sell it.
Okay. Do you wanna? You wanna okay? So the guy offers you 75 coins.
Oh, lovely. Yes, I'll take that. Thank you.
Not a haggler. I like it.
Oh, not
I
at
mean,
all.
she's a
Sounds like fair
paladin.
price.
Yeah, she's a paladin if it seems fair, right?
Very fair. Um,
Yep.
So if we're okay, then Maggie, with the little diamonds worth 200, I can buy a 100 gold diamond, and then the three of them together would equal 300, which counts towards. You just need 300 gold worth of diamonds.
So Yllaxis searches for these diamonds, and to her surprise, she can't find any for sale. Lady Katra's gem guild people, they say, we had some, but like with all the disaster in the mines, we had to seal off so many tunnels. We just haven't really had any diamonds lately. They're quite rare around here.
Understood. Oh, just notify me if some come for sale.
The gem seller who will be named, what will his
Gem
name
seller.
be? It would be a dwarf named Joseph. He says I've heard there's a great diamond mine far to the east in the town of New Tentris.
Yes, there is. I remember it. Not so fondly, but remember it. Anyway, that's all.
Okay. So Maggie, did you want to share Yllaxis' loot?
I think it would be the
Share my stuff
opposite.
with Yllaxis, or are you talking about splitting up the?
I think you wanted to see who gets to wear the invisibility cloak, right? That's pretty.
Oh yes,
I
that
was
as
saying
well.
that. Yeah, that's what's said. I was saying that we should discuss that as a group. I think Roldan is on TTS, but
Yeah,
not
he's making
the
his
chat?
he's live. He's
I
making his
mostly
way.
wanted to turn myself into the high assassin because that seemed to work out very fantastically.
We can
Also-
definitely discuss it, hands down, like for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone trusts me. I have no intention of keeping it for myself. I think it might benefit other people more, but I would like to just run around with it for a few minutes.
I mean,
One
I think we
cloak
can
to
say
rule them all, and in the darkness
we can
clothe
at
them.
least take one day to like lend it to Yllaxis so that she can just run around invisibly. Because how
she
fun!
even could have
Now,
run around.
here's what I
ran
guarantee
around
is gonna happen.
invisibly last night.
Right, exactly.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we
John's
wouldn't have
just gonna
known.
run around pants people. That's what's gonna happen with this.
I would
Hi,
never do that.
Yllaxis.
That's very rude.
That sounds like chaotic evil behavior.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Yes, the ultimate chaotic evil move.
Oh no.
If that's all it takes to go to chaotic evil, then wow.
I feel like
we
it's
have very low
chaotic
standards.
neutral. I feel like it's chaotic neutral unless you're really intending to hurt someone.
But if you're pantsing a bad guy, does that make you?
That could be chaotic good. Depends on who you
can
pants.
agree, it
Ask
just-
Batman that question.
Yes.
I think we
feel
can
like
agree.
that's a full
It falls under the chaotic
spectrum
tree.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, it's one of those. All right. Now that we're done talking about pantsing people and whether or not it's chaotic good, neutral, or evil.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
just
I
say
think-
last night. Let's just say last night I ran around with it a bit, or snuck around for it a little bit, and
God.
I did not such naughty things because I'm a lawful good paladin. I went to the kitchen and I got Kiff some food, and I snuck it behind his bed quarters for him. And when
That's
he
the
woke
most
up in the
amazing thing.
morning, he saw it. But was I sneaky? I want to know. I just want to know what it's like to roll stealth without disadvantage.
Oh no, there is so much on this.
Yeah,
this
it like
page.
rebooted
God.
for me.
Me too. It was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. It just crashed and reloaded.
I think Charles changed the table, so
Oh, okay,
it'll
that's
go
what
off and
happened.
on. But
Yllaxis
there's
got a
the
whole
third
pen.
10. No.
it's quite the table.
So
Oh,
in what area is Yllaxis running around invisible?
just very casually sneaking through the kitchen area to get whatever's just lying around. I'm sure it's open for food, and it was really just all for grabs. But for
You
me,
you feel a dark thrill.
ooh,
Ooh.
You get the sense that you could do naughty things and seemingly no one.
Ooh.
oh, I don't like that feeling at all. I'm gonna
As I
give
prance
you the
around,
food
as I
and take
prance
off.
around the room, invisible, I felt the incredible urge to be naughty.
Yes.
Yllaxis just
Yes.
rips it off like, no!
She's like,
I
uh-oh,
will not
uh-oh.
give in to these temptations.
That I start shouting prayers.
Just shouting
But you're
them.
still invisible, so we're like, where is the prayer coming from?
You hear
Oh,
shouting
Yllaxis.
prayers through the halls. Everyone's like, what is happening?
But they're also too drunk to notice.
Yeah. So
That was my
does
little
that bring everyone caught up to like the 2:30 time point?
I think it does.
I
Does
believe so.
anyone else have anything they would like to do?
Yes.
I would like,
Oh,
I would like my
no.
airship, but that's not gonna
Rolden's
happen.
here.
Perfect
Rolden's
time.
here.
So we can discuss.
It's time.
Real quick, before we get into a discussion, I would like to at least start reading through the rules of the duel that I was given. Because this,
Oh, the duel rules?
yeah, this like dark elf lady is like, I will challenge you for your grandson, I guess. Like, I don't know.
She's gonna fight you, and
Very
whoever.
strange.
Well, so if she loses, she will join our cause. If she wins, you have to give up your grandson to her, and officially, like I guess by namesake, even though she kind of already has taken control.
Yeah, very weird. Anyway,
It's a little
I would
weird.
like to mentally and strategically prepare by reading these rules that I was given. You can tell me what it says later, or even if I don't get far enough. I just wanted to put that out there before we have a whole
When there's a
discussion.
little bit more commitment to doing that, then I will definitely tell you. But there is a lot for now. Know that there's a lot of rules.
Yep.
And there are a lot of exceptions to the rules as well.
Of course.
It's kind of like a maze of rules. You feel like
Yeah.
a devil would really love this.
Mm-hmm.
Now you say that, but I imagine it's just going to turn into a steel cage match, and then Kane's going to come right out of the flames and start destroying people with his chokehold.
I actually got the summon Kane.
Well, that's
spell.
one of the that's one of the rules. It's part of the rules.
But the devil has summoned Macho Man Randy Savage. You're screwed.
Kane has disadvantage against Stone Cold.
Yes, there you go. Oh no.
So assuming it's 2:30, would people like I'm put the table into like the center of town view here.
Yes.
I assume most people are probably going to be around there. Rolden, are you with us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start setting this up. I'm just gonna get like the town council meeting ready, but you guys can like
Perfect.
you notice that there's like a festival going on around town. People are selling some candy apples.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The old dwarf Father Tannen, people are throwing rotten potatoes at him and he's cursing them and they're out laughing at him.
Oh, good.
I love how we cause so much destruction, yet everyone has crap on hand to throw a festival all of a sudden.
I mean,
Yes.
we
They
only
will
always
destroyed the
find
church.
things.
Machine, man.
Yeah, we only
Take
destroyed the
let it
church.
out.
Yeah. So let's discuss, and then we'll go through the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, how do we want to start this? Because here, let's start with this. Who would like to have this item? I know Rob is one of the people. I think Elena is also another, correct?
I could potentially see use for it. I'm not going to.
Well,
like,
Elena,
die
there was
on this
one
hill.
thing. There was one thing I
Well,
wanted to bring up to you.
Well, hold on. Can we
Can we
go
also
through
go
everyone
through the
first?
list of other people? Because
Yeah. I wanna
think
make
I'm
sure
not the only
everyone-
other person.
Yeah. Because I could also see someone like Kiff or Marvis
Yeah.
using it as well. Would that be something that either of you would want to have?
Cliff would take, but Cliff no care.
What about Marvis? I just want to make this as fair as possible. How would you feel about the invisibility cloak? Is it something that you have a desperate need for, or are you kind of like, heh? Also, hello, how are you?
Marvis.
I heard him a minute ago.
Marvis.
Oh no.
Marvis.
Are you there, Rolden? I see him. You're not muted. You're just not talking. I don't know if maybe his thing.
He's
booted
doing his
out.
impression of Michael Keaton Batman right now. He's just
Yes.
hiding in the shadows.
Heard a rustle.
Okay.
It could potentially be that his mic gave out because that's happened before.
What happened?
Okay,
There you
would you want the invisibility cloak? Is it something that you have a mighty need for?
Nope.
No. Okay. So I think right now Maggie, Kiff, and Fontiev are kind of the three. What about Yllaxis? I am impartial only because I shapeshift a lot. And it's like not necessarily something that I need. You know what I mean?
Right.
Though,
mean-
like, the caster part of me would be cool with it, but I'm also not gonna say that I need it.
And it will require attunement.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Yes.
have an attunement slot.
As do I.
Yeah, I think as does Kiff. How many magic items do you have?
Let's see here.
I think, anyway.
One. Are the brutes of running attunement or no?
I think so. I don't know. That's a Charles question.
Pretty sure they are.
So then I'm full up anyway. So
Okay.
Just boots, right?
Yeah.
I have quiver, boots, death heart bow. So
Okay. Maggie, how are you looking on items?
I have 3, but one of them is a cloak that I am willing to
What
switch
cloak is
out.
that?
So it is. Hold on. What is the name of it?
Because I know you and I
it's
can kind
a
of share cloaks.
yeah, it's a
things.
red velvet robe. It gives
Right.
you +2 to initiative, and as a reaction, you can give anyone attacking you disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
It is useful, but I have since acquired like illusion
Illusion, yeah.
wizard things that kind of offset that.
Right, so that could
Um,
potentially go to another party member
Yeah.
if you were to say get the invisibility. So,
Yes.
I feel like it's kind of between Maggie and Fontiev. Do you want to both kind of go through what you would use it for, and then do we want to vote? How do we want to do this?
So
What do you have
two-
attuned, Rob? Just remind me. I'm sorry.
So I have the Chaos Bow, and I have the glamour studded leather that gives me the charisma thingy.
Right.
And that's it. I
Real-
technically have the lamp, but I was going to bring this up to Maggie because it might be more useful for her to have this. Either we can
The
use
lamp?
this for
Forgot
the
about
lamp that can literally suck in anything.
I didn't
a
even
saving
know
throw?
you had that.
It's a
Yeah, we've had that for a while. It's just that it's
We
been
were
very
not
useless
there
because
that
because my
I
ability
was
to use
not
it is
there
very
that
low.
day.
so a
I was
couple
going to
things.
bring this up to. I was going to give that to Maggie because her saving throws would be significantly better than mine.
Okay. Well, what were you gonna say, Elena?
For starters, I looked through the roleplay. The boots of running are not
Oh.
attunement required.
All
That's
right.
thing number 1. And then Rob, you said you had the lamp, the armor, and
And
The-
the chaos short bow.
are you counting the broom?
And the broom?
The broom
as well?
is not attunement.
I thought it was, but maybe it's not. I don't remember.
thought
It is
it-
an official brim of flying, so let's check.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It does not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
It's like crazy
That's good to know because that can be passed around then, if need be. Ever. You know what I mean? Like, God
also
forbid.
Mhm.
Yes, it is also flammable.
Yeah, please don't light Broomy on fire. It was a pain in the ass to fix him.
Right. And so here's the thing, though.
Um,
I also see that you have, what, 4 items. I just want to know, like, how can we balance the party best? You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, the reason I was bringing it up is because 1, we can set me up to basically be another high assassin where I can actually do a lot more good, being like completely untargetable.
Well, how does that do better for us? Other
Because
than
this
not
w-
give you damage, being someone who can take a lot of damage.
I like how collective this party
So,
is.
sorry, I'm
Really.
asking legitimate
because
questions.
I'm a hidden
only-
attacker, and with sharpshooter, on
does
top of all that,
does sharpshooter do you get advantage also if you are hidden?
I'm an unseen attacker, so technically I would.
Well, I'm asking Charles too. Is that going to be a thing? Are we going to give Rob
If you are
advantage and then
invisible,
also
then you are by default not seen by ordinary types of senses. You know that usually angels and fiends have true sight.
have
and
true sight?
dragons, But
Yeah.
other than angels, fiends, and dragons, not too many of the things that obviously big boss type things might have.
Mhm. Yeah. So the answer would be yes if it did not have a true sight element to it. It would
That's
be
that's like the main battle event. You just get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
here's the other advantage of that is because I'm always on the broom. If I won't be affected by tremor sense.
Okay. That's fair.
So literally, the only thing that would be able to see me would be true sight.
Right. So that's an awesome thing, but I am I like the way that you're thinking, and I do think that that's a good way to go. But I'm also thinking that you have how many hit points? 100 some?
A little over that, yeah.
Yeah. So Maggie
Like I
has
said, the
70, as well as I have 87. If one of us
but
were to
you-
take
yeah,
it,
but you.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, first off, that's
No,
that is
granted,
a misnomer. You
not
transform into
fair
things
enough.
that have like 5 billion hit points, like at least 3 times around.
Right, which is also why I don't want it.
In danger though, but and then
Which is
Fontiev
also
usually has lots of HP.
that's the big thing. I also don't want it. But I'm saying like someone like Maggie who has 70-ish HP, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
76 since we
Okay.
leveled up.
Yeah, since we leveled up. So
Yeah,
like
a whole
Yeah.
lot.
I'm
The
I'm
only
giving
reason I was
counter
bringing-
argument.
The main reason why I was like, aside from the fact that I just wanted to be an invisible attacker, was I wanted to have Maggie attuned to the magic lamp, because
Is that an
she
action?
will be the most useful person to use
how-
that, because if it fails a saving throw, it gets sucked into that.
So how
anything.
well first of all, what's the saving throw? And second of all, how close do you have to be to stuff to use it?
That's a Charles question.
I would say you have to be within 30 feet or 6 spaces.
Okay.
So Maggie's
I
not
also
good,
Yeah, the
I
Maggie's not
also
gonna do that.
see- I can't find the
And what kind of save
like
is it? Is it intelligence?
I think it's
Constitution?
intelligence.
No,
I will say I do trust Maggie as the inventory keeper the most, because she seems good at it.
I don't see. So I don't. I'm
I don't see the
looking
lamp
through
at
now.
all.
I see that there is.
We've never
information about the
added
lamp.
it to it. This is when I had remember when we were in the temple and I got trapped in the lamp and then I got released from the lamp,
Yes.
You guys
and
were
then I
not
picked up the
there.
lamp and I held onto the lamp.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
don't remember
half
that.
of us
Power
weren't
went
there.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I can't find a lot of information about the lamp in the roleplay chat, but I do
Yeah.
see that the DC is floored at 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my
so
point. With your saving throw, like as it is right now, you could destroy.
And it's intelligence,
something.
correct?
I don't.
believe
think I
so.
thought it was like charisma or something.
It was supposed to be charisma.
So
Should-
charisma should not be
Like
Maggie.
banishment is charisma, so
Yeah,
it's
banishment
probably
would be charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Maggie
is it-
definitely is not the person to hang on to that. Though that is a great item. Like if you are to take
Plus-
the invisibility cloak, someone who has high charisma should definitely take that. I am also not the
Yeah,
person to do that.
I've been meaning to bring this up for a while, because someone that has better saving throws than I do should be the one to use this.
Well, if it's specifically charisma, that should be like Yllaxis.
Yeah.
So the-
So that was part of my point, because I wanted to make sure we have some, because either we can use it for the Emperor or potentially Maggie could use it doing her duel.
Maggie can't
don't-
use it because
I-
it's an intelligence save and she doesn't have terribly high, like she has kind of high charisma, but it's not as high as say someone else. That and I
So
don't think you should use a charisma save on an elf. A high
before
elf.
before we go too much into this, Charles, do you have the actual information
The
on
stat
it?
blocks?
Because if I remember correctly, it's a charisma save on the behalf of like.
The other
Is it
person.
a charisma save, their charisma versus your charisma, or is it charisma versus something else? Because I know some of them, it's like your dex save versus charisma or something like that. Like, do
Right,
you have
yeah.
the
It
actual?
could be a-
I didn't write it down, but I will write it down now, since I
Perfect.
don't
Okay.
think I wrote it down.
Yeah,
So here we go.
that also is important on who's gonna hold on to that.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I see that on August 5th,
Mhm.
Yllaxis places in the bag of holding.
Huh, it might have gotten. Was that
Oh,
after the explosion? That was before
It
the
might
explosion.
be,
No,
so
it's
we
gone.
don't
I don't know.
It's gone. Yeah. Cool. Good to
But
know.
that would be like the Occam's razor solution to this question.
I mean, that's fair. I was just wondering, like, if that is the case, then it's gone. Then that is a moot point.
I
And
don't think so. I've always had that on my person. I've never taken that off my person.
If it's
Well,
in
you
the
also are famous for,
Huh.
for thinking that when that's not the case, or not listening to people who put it up somewhere else. So
that's out of my hands. I'm okay with either.
the thing is, like, the game has so many details. I can't remember every single.
That's
detail.
fair. No, I think that's totally
I
fair.
think like Maggie's done a great job of keeping track of most of
Yeah.
the inventory items.
Yeah.
I'm
You
I'm
really
trying
have.
to
Get
put
there.
things directly. Like whenever
As
I see
fast
it,
into
if
the
if I have put hands on it, I have
yeah,
manually inputted it into the Persimmon pockets.
I tend to do the
I
same thing,
will ask,
but
maybe
you're like
moving
on top of
forward,
it.
if someone has personally picked up something
You
Yeah,
gotta
to
just write
say
it down
something.
in the channel there. That would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
great.
to put
Yeah.
it in the channel, like I'm putting this in the
I'm
purse,
putting
and
this
then
in
either directly
personal
put it in,
items.
or I will manage it after, so that we
Mhm.
can all be on the same page about it.
Yeah.
Charles, I will leave that up to you as the DM to decide whether the magic lamp is still in existence
Yeah,
or
same.
not.
Simply just say that it doesn't exist for now.
That's
I
fine.
think
That's
that'd
totally
Okay.
fine. We have so many magic items. It's like
be, you
crazy.
guys are definitely
We do
like
have
a truly person would be jealous of you.
yeah, no, we have
We do have a
some
lot.
very good items. So right now this is just how to best spread them out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that this is kind of one of the first things that like more than one person could use to a very good benefit. I don't know, do we want to like do we want to vote? I feel bad being the mediator, but like that's all I got. Cuz I
think,
personally don't want it because you're absolutely right, Rob. I have way more than 87 hit points. And I'm not too worried about being invisible just because I do have lots of ways to give myself advantage via either pack tactics or other things that it doesn't bother me much. But I also
Although
think
invisible,
I
an
would
invisible
suggest-
dragmic would be kind of awesome.
yeah, but I can't be a drag mech again until we get another
that I
Paladin
might
spell.
suggest that just because I mean Kiff went down 4 times last
Yeah,
fight,
that's also
and
kind of the case.
like he gets up there enough, but
Yeah.
also has the same sort of sharpshooter things and that as Fontiev, that maybe it's worth giving it to Kiff because
See, I can
he's
also
going to
see
be
that.
tanking more hits. So getting
would be better to
advantage
give him
and things having
disadvantage.
disadvantage against him because more people are going to attack him and you get the same benefit. That's probably the best way to do it, right?
I don't
And
disagree with
again,
that.
his boots are not currently, they're
not
not
currently.
attuned.
Right, which I mean, like that since
Plus,
you are so
Yeah, it
far
does say
away,
that.
it might
plus
give
Kiff
you.
gets 3 attacks. So like
Yeah, that's true too, and they
I-
can be
4 actually.
4. Oh shit!
yeah, you get because your effing thing is so
Yeah,
effing
because
good.
you're
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, he's a fighter, so he has like an absurd amount of attacks.
Right, which is actually that would stack really well. The like I said, I am really an impartial person in this. I just want it to be used to the best of its ability, which I think maybe Kiff might be the best then at this point, because that is a really good argument, Sean. As well, I mean, like there are so many ways to use this one item, and the good thing is that it can be moved around if it ever needs to be. Granted, it
I
can't be
agree.
moved around in battle, but like say something bad happens to somebody, it can be swapped after a fight, you know? And hopefully if we can stay quiet for long enough, it will be attuned, you know?
I am inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Especially like if Kiff has the extra slot, you can take it for now, see how it goes for like a fight or two, and then we can always reassess. But I
Right, we can
think
always swap it to Fontiev and
because
see how it goes both
yeah,
ways.
because he is often closer up, and I think would gain more of an advantage from being invisible. Because Rob, you have the broom, which can take you out of range of a lot of things. Um, that's
It's very
just
fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bonus actions.
That's
like
fair.
that broom is really,
Disengage.
really good.
it's really good.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. Which is awesome, and I love that you have that because it makes you a very good, like, fast, easy to get in, easy to pinpoint targets person,
Yep.
which is great.
Yeah. I've developed Fontiev completely around the idea of being a sniper.
Right, which is
That's
great that you have
that's
such
what
a
every
high,
decision
great
has been
advantage
made
point.
for him.
Yeah, and I love that. I think that's awesome. But I think that we also need to be aware that there are fighters on the ground who might need a little bit more of an advantage because you currently are a cannon and not a glass one. You are a regular ass just cannon. And
Yeah, like an
I
American
think that right now it would be nice to spread it out. You know what I mean? Because
mean,
I feel pretty
I
darn
mean, you
powerful.
say that, but I honestly I do think Kiff is more of a cannon than I am.
Kiff has done an amazing job with the shots that he has.
Kiff is an vulnerable little lizard guy.
He
think-
also has
and
been knocked
Kiff has
unconscious
gone
multiple
down-
times.
Kiff has
Yeah.
gone down more.
That's true.
Than
Then
you have,
Yllaxis too. Oh no, actually I don't think
Also
so.
kind of the reason why I'm afraid to give it to him because I feel like we're gonna lose this within the first battle.
Well, why? I
The
mean,
point
it's
is, everything's gonna have disadvantage against him now.
right, which makes him
Almost.
last longer and do better in battle. Essentially, that just gives us an extra person to one pad damage, which helps me as a shapeshifter that I can be up in front, and also if things are trying to attack Kiff and they miss, that's one more attack that doesn't hit me. You know, which is helpful for me too. So let's try it, and then if it's something that we want to change around and try on Fontiev, we can do that too.
Oh, that's the other thing I needed to ask. On the side,
Yes.
would anybody be able to identify and or manufacture more ammo for the poison dart gun thingy that we got off the High Assassin?
That is a
It
good
looks
question.
Very similar
I
to
am just thinking about this now.
That's a great question.
It looks very similar to the Nullish communication device. It looks like it might have been made by the same manufacturer or craftsperson.
Ah.
So you could ask Marcia or any other Null.
Yeah,
she
we
is a null
or any sort of
alchemist. So
divine-
Marcia is our
diviner.
null. She is
she's
our
also
null.
an alchemist, so she
Yeah.
would know potions
Poisons.
and poisons and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I want to put that just like kind of on the back burner right now, just so that
Yeah.
we remember to do that because this will be probably
Well,
crazy useful
remember,
later on.
we all took some time to go shopping and things. Do you want to have that be your thing while we
yeah,
were
sure.
shopping? Why not?
He already
Right?
did that. He was studying. Like,
Or-
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh,
so this
okay.
is still the case of last night. Okay.
That's fine.
It's 2:30 p.m. in game
It's
time. but
before the
big
next-
meeting is going to
the
be
meeting.
at 5 p.m. and you guys can have time to enjoy the festival or do other things
Okay.
in the meantime.
Yeah, so that is something maybe after the meeting we can do, because I think that that's a great idea, because having that weapon is really, really good. That also adds to your cannon ability, you know?
Charles, have we ever established what the range on that thing was?
I don't think it's
Yes.
super long, but it's good because you have like 80 bazillion movement speed. Not
It's
really.
similar
but-
to a young green dragon. Similar, not
Holy
exactly.
cannoli, that's really good.
Well, yeah, I know.
I just looked at dragons.
I'm trying to know.
So,
Well, the reason I'm bringing this up because it depends on the range. If it's a very short range and Kiff's gonna be the one that's mostly up front, I was gonna say just give it to Kiff.
Okay, here we go.
that's fair, but you also have like 8 million movement speed. If you do want to go in and bonk everyone, it might be really useful. But I mean, that also, it's dependent.
Okay. Yeah, so here I just repasted the description here.
Thank
It is
you.
a one-handed weapon.
Oh, it's a one-handed weapon?
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
That is so good. Ooh.
Well,
Yeah,
it-
like I know it's one handed. Like I just don't know I don't remember what the range
30
was. 'cause
foot
I used
cone,
it within,
that's
like, 5
really
seconds.
good.
30-foot cone.
That's really good. Holy
Yeah.
cannolis, that's great.
So can I ask for bookkeeping
30-foot cone, okay.
purposes that we determine right here and now
Who is
has
holding it?
that, or if it's going in the bag of holding?
Well,
So-
I have it on my person because there's no reason not to have it
Yeah,
on my
if you
person.
have it, great.
Then okay.
Just a question though: does it require attunement or is it mechanical?
no, it's not.
No,
magic,
it's just a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Holy
just mechanical.
fucking
Yeah, it's
smokes.
a great
Yeah.
weapon.
How do you think I took out what was it that I shot down? Was it the Hollyphant or something like that?
It might
Yeah,
have been Big Boy
I don't know, there were
Hollyphant.
so many things.
Yeah, like I remember I
There
just
were
just
so
shot it
many
and just like it
things.
evaporated into nothing.
Yeah, no, it was very good. Yeah, definitely keep a hold of that, because here's the thing, you're not always going to be able to be that long of a range. If things get on top of you, that 30-foot cone is going to be incredible. Yeah.
Shit
Crazy
keeps
good.
teleporting. Shit keeps teleporting us.
Right, that too.
Stuff
It's good
pops
to
out.
have it's good to have things spread out through the party, I think.
Mhm.
So officially, we are saying currently we are making a vote that Kiff should take the invisibility cloak.
I agree.
Yes.
agree.
Okay, we have 3.
All right.
Just
I
say-
think that's majority. Yeah.
Just say give cloak little Timmy.
Give cloak. Wait, you gotta name the cloak now, because little Timmy's your trap.
No. I'm saying in normal speak, Kiff is saying
Oh.
the cloak should go to little.
Oh, to
Timmy.
little Timmy.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying.
I didn't get it.
Maggie would just pat Kiff on the head and be like, "Little Timmy, Kenna, wear the cloak. It's for living, breathing beings like you. You should take it. And then little Timmy can spring out of nowhere."
Kiff stops and waits for a moment. He looks up in thought. Goes, ah, okay. And then Kiff takes the cloak, gets it all nuzzled up on himself. And then he looks down at his arm. And he goes, ah!
Incredible.
It's there. It's there.
Kiff pats it. Oh. Hmm.
Fontiev wants to
so
play
much.
a really cruel prank on him right now.
Oh, no. Where are your hands? Yeah, just pretend, just ignore him.
No. Fontiev wants to just like wrap it around him like a diaper, so
Oh,
he just thinks that
no.
everything below the waist is gone.
Oh.
That's in that chaotic spectrum.
Amazing.
Fontiev just slowly gravitating towards chaotic evil.
Gravitating. Me
I
too.
find 2 words.
Kiff would just think he's a ghost now.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Kiff, no legs. Legs slow Kiff down.
No legs.
I mean, fair enough. Legs
no
do slow
legs.
you down. Look, come on, no legs. That is true. Legs slow you down. Okay, so I think that that's a good start. You should
Yeah.
definitely put that in your.
It's here.
Oh, he already got it. Just kidding. Do we have anything else that we wanted to, like, put together, do stuff with? Is okay.
I have one more, I guess, housekeeping item thing.
Yeah, please.
The golden apple that I picked up, Fontiev, did you take that?
No, I thought you ate it already.
No,
think
I
I
thought you ate it.
I did. No, I said I was gonna eat it, and then I was like,
Oh.
just kidding, because
Oh.
that would be rude if I ate my 3rd apple. So,
Oh,
I think you
like,
said you wanted to
think
give
we
it to
give it
somebody who
to
already
someone.
had 20.
so it would do best,
I think
because it
we
only
were
gives you
gonna-
1 to a random stat. It would be best for someone who
odd or
has
20s?
a lot of odd
Yeah.
stats.
Which technically is Fontiev.
Wait, did you have 2 of those?
No,
I
she
have-
didn't eat the
I
one
have
that
eaten
she
2
got.
of them in the past.
Yeah.
I've eaten 2 so far. This is the 3rd one that I found because somehow I've been finding them all. Now, Maggie would have eaten it, but
Right,
as
you
a
yelled,
player,
"I eat the apple,"
feel
and then
that
you
that
went,
is
"No."
unfair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I mean,
okay with that.
statistically speaking, I have a 4 in 6
I
chance
feel like
of
we
getting
rolled
a
this.
bump too.
I thought we
I-
did too.
We already did this.
No, we didn't.
We were
I
deciding
Pretty
on
sure
who.
we talked
did,
about it. is
because
what it
We
was.
must have talked
The-
about it.
yeah, most recently I found 2 golden apples within the last, like, I don't know, 4 sessions. One was after
Oh.
we fought the Lich King.
Yes,
The other
you did
one
eat that
was
Now.
on like Cardinal Militus or something after this huge battle, and
Right.
we were discussing who was gonna have it, and then we were like, also we need to figure out the cloak, and then it was pushed off to the side.
and then chaos.
Yeah, and
And then chaos commenced.
Yes,
that was also something that I remember Fontiev had said. I have 4 odd stats, and I was saying that would make sense. So
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
if anyone else,
Oh.
I don't have
No,
that
that-
many odd stats.
I think that makes the most sense, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I have 1 odd stat, and I definitely think Fontiev should get it, if that's okay with everyone else.
Yeah, it's got a 2/3 shot of
Yeah,
bumping
of
something
bumping
up.
something, yeah. Do it, go for it.
so I am giving the golden apple to Fontiev.
And to
Nice.
confirm, you don't have any more of these after this, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
that's it.
I
Oh
Yeah,
no,
we-
Charles, we have an entire sack of golden apples.
We
We're just
found a
gonna-
tree.
I'm gonna spend the day just eating golden apples.
Could you imagine just stocking them somewhere?
We're just
like,
stuffing our faces with golden apples. Like, this
Yeah.
is fine,
It's
don't
like,
worry about it.
It's like how Kiff had a sack of sandwiches.
Yeah, you did have a sack of sandwiches. Fontiev, go
Hand
for
in
it.
handy.
Roll away, my friend. Make sure you roll somewhere where we can all see it, because I want to watch.
Me too. Yeah, because the only way it helps for someone who has over 20 is if they're gonna get
If they're
like
gonna
2
get
of them,
yeah,
or they have an item that gives them a +1 to that specific skill.
stat, yeah.
If they even manage to get the golden apple to
Right.
bump up that
No,
one.
I say go for it. Go for it, Fontiev. It's all you, man. All
All right, so
you.
what am I doing? Rolling a d6?
Yeah.
It's a D6, yes, and just somewhere that we can all
how
see
are
it.
we marking this? The numbers for
1
each
through
right now?
6 goes
Yeah,
strength,
it's up on
dex,
the top.
con,
One is
intelligence,
strength,
wisdom, charisma.
6 is
Yeah.
charisma.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where are you rolling?
Okay.
Oh, there you are. He's over here. Take one of my
Okay.
dice.
The suspense.
I know, I'm watching him wiggle it.
Yeah, watch closely. Watch very closely.
Oh, I mean it. You got this.
How can I watch closely when I'm getting
It's-
4 frames a second?
It's also being whipped around the table
I mean,
like a
I wasn't
crazy
gonna
person.
say it, but I'm like, let it go.
Wait, where did it go? Okay, there it is. 1 strength.
Crap.
Well-
Well, I do get a plus to that, but it's the most useless thing for me to get a bonus to.
Well, it's a
Unless you're ready
bonus.
to punch someone.
Well, maybe. Maybe someday Fontiev will need to punch somebody. Hey,
It's
at
very
least you
unlikely,
got
though.
a
I
plus.
kind of wish that was going into intelligence and charisma.
What's
It's
it a
done,
plus
it's
to?
Done. It's
Yeah.
done forever.
Yep.
No, I know.
What did you bump it up from?
It's at 16 now.
Oh, nice. That's not bad though. That's
Eh,
great.
That's pretty
Look,
nice.
at least it landed on one that was odd before.
Yes,
so-
exactly. It could have
Yeah.
been an even one,
Yeah.
and then you would have been more disappointed.
You just suddenly see the veins in Fontiev's body just suddenly pop out.
Yeah, yeah. You got a
Guys, I
little.
feel weird.
Awesome.
Mama told
like,
me
I'm
not to do
so
drugs. I
strong
think I just
now.
did drug.
Alrighty. So cool. Well, Fontiev has gotten slightly beefier.
Yes, Fontiev is now very slightly more beefier than he was before.
Okay.
His chin is now grown chin,
His chin has an extra chin.
and that chin is now also has a fist hiding within it.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
very intimidating.
Anyway,
Incredible.
after
ahead.
this shindig, I'd like to pull Kiff aside.
Shindig.
I'd like to pull Kiff aside and say, Kiff, darling, no, I love how you speak. I really do. But do you ever feel self-conscious or I don't know, made fun of because of it?
Cliff turns to Yllaxis, and Imperfect Draconic goes, honestly, I seem to get my point across. And in the times I don't, I have friends around that help. And he looks at Yllaxis, and he looks back and looks at Dromik. And he gives a little kobold grin.
Very good. If you ever
So-
want to learn a little more common, just let me know.
Oh, why thank you.
Very kind. So should I assume that the Kiv does not typically wear this invisibility cloak?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you're gonna announce when you put
So
it on.
you're gonna say when you put it. Okay.
So, like, like, for instance, maybe he'll have it, like, tied around his neck or whatnot, but, like,
when he
the
doesn't
cloak
expect danger.
the cloak itself is, like, tucked back behind his bag,
Yes.
so you can just, like, kinda pull it out as need be.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's seeing the free kisses area over here. Uh-oh.
Wait, what?
Did Dromik like run over there? Is that
No,
what?
Sarah's just seeing it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm very confused. What?
I'm pinging.
So I haven't like. There's obviously a lot going on. In the
Yeah,
time
no,
that
that's fine. I was just seeing it
Should I
going.
assume
"Huh."
that
Oh
everyone-
no.
It's fine. We have lots of things to do. It's fine. Everything's fine. So,
one day.
Well,
Does
no.
anyone else besides me sense succubus?
Oh no, we've already gone through this. This is definitely some type of succubus and or like it's the devil of passion, or I forget what they're called. But they're like the lord or lady of succubi and incubi, I think.
Oh, right. Before we forget,
Yes.
I need to go find Willow or somebody who of the alchemist variety to go rearmament the poison. Yes,
Okay, so you want to go talk to Marcia,
correct.
Marsha.
She tells you what I told you before. She said that looks very similar to that thing that Burrow found.
Uh-huh.
She said there's all kinds of amazing, wonderful things back in the city of Knowles to the east. She said there's a legend among my people that we had a great city full of wonders like that. We didn't need any magic to make these wonderful things.
Gonna
She said no one's been there. She said I've only heard stories about it, but I'm sure that if you take me there, they can help you with that. And she says I think it can help us fight against the Emperor and this beast thing too.
So the short answer is you cannot make it depoison.
But I
It
think
can
that
be
that's
done. She said,
on the
I don't have
list.
the formula. There's many wonderful things that way.
Okay.
Including other
Just
types
for
of
the
airships,
record,
she says, because she knows Fontiev really likes airships, because he was reading that book all day.
yes. Yes, this is true. And for the record, there is still one charge left
Yes.
of the of the poison.
So here's what I think we do. Party talk. I think we go whatever this duel is after talking about this duel and then that immediately. Because I think that's on our that's the way of things, correct everyone?
So if I'm recalling
In
correctly,
this corner, weighing at 4.7 pounds, the mystical might, the slapper of butts, Maggie!
Yes.
Her head weighs 8 pounds, and her head is heavier than everyone
Yes.
else's. That's wrong.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
So, that is mostly correct. However, it is contingent on if we find a power source somehow in the Underdark.
Correct.
Otherwise, we have to go north to
Valley of
the
Gone.
Well,
Valley of God.
Well, I thought
also
we were
have
talking about
whatever the sunken city is as well, but I don't think we have any conceivable way of getting that.
not as of yet, I don't think.
I would
But yeah,
also
so if
vote
we
for the
happen,
valley.
Okay.
if we happen
Gaunt
to
Valley?
find a supply, a power supply in the Underdark, then we can go to the airship, then we can go to the valley, then we can go basically wherever the hell we want.
Listen,
But if
Dromik's happy as long as we're going somewhere.
Yeah, Kiff is too. But if we don't have the power, then we'll have to find that power, which seems to be our greatest shot would be the valley first.
Okay,
I
sounds
All I
good.
can say is
wanna add that you guys
we will
were
finally have a
invited to
mobile
this-
home.
I just want to say quickly, I won't interrupt too much. You guys were invited to the city government, planning
Yes,
meeting,
that is first.
where they will probably talk about those things as well.
Oh,
But
perfect.
go ahead.
Okay.
I won't interrupt you. Go ahead.
Cool. Awesome. So that is our plan. Is there anything else anyone wants to do festival wise?
There's lots of sweet treats. There's little games you can play, like gambling games.
Can we get belligerently drunk?
You could do that.
Um,
if you want.
I
You
will
could,
pass
but
on
we
that.
have a council meeting in like an hour and a half. So
All the more reason.
I would ask, did Maggie tell us about the duel she was?
So
Summon for?
I've mentioned it before to Yllaxis, and even before we went to Carthen, said that after Carthen, our next stop would probably be the Underdark.
Yeah.
Also, before we even go there, there's stuff we need to wrap up in Carthen, which I'm sure will come up during the council meeting.
I think
but
it will, looking
for
at the agenda.
everyone else, I assume that after our day of revelry and talking about council things, then as a group we would sit down and officially talk about our next steps.
Yeah.
We've just kind of been talking about it like out of character.
Okay. I was just double checking and see if you told the party about this duel.
I
think you have.
I've told. Well,
you told me at least, I think.
So I told. Well, also they've approached me before. Like the first day we were in Carthen, when it was a group of us, they came up and they're like, "Oh, Maggie, blah blah blah, duel for your grandson Nero."
Okay, you said you didn't have time to talk to them, right?
I said I wasn't Maggie, but I was like, "What do you want?" And they're like, "Oh, if you do see her, tell her that her like presence is requested for a duel over her grandson, blah blah
Right.
blah, in the Underdark with Lady Nerotel." And that was when we were as a group.
And there's
So-
somebody else called Queen Madara who apparently also.
Yes, who apparently was also
I
interested.
sincerely apologize for interrupting, but for what Maggie / Olin has just said, on the first day of Carthen, the dark elves came to me.
Yes.
Oh no.
A duel without my party.
Incredible.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
Give
All
my
right.
man inspiration.
Yeah, I know. How
He's
good.
got 3
He's got
luck points.
lucky. Yeah.
But that was so good.
All right. So is there anything that anyone wants to do revelry wise?
Kiff is turning into a bard ever since he got this harp bow.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, I feel like it would you would want to do a little more sing-songingness if you got a bow that was also a harp.
You can totally be a little bee bard, yeah.
Just
Um,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, so this is not a planning thing. So if you want to do planning first, go ahead.
No, mine's just a general thing.
I have
Okay.
revelry stuff, but I have 2 points of things I want to do since I can burn spells. Do we want me to remove the curse on, if it's technically a curse, that is, on the earrings of celestial blah blah blah?
I think we
Last
give
time
those to
you
Mercy.
Mercy.
Give them to Mercy. That's right.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
want
She
to
is
ask her
celestial.
to give them back to you?
Oh, if the party doesn't want that,
They're
it's
great,
totally
but
fine on her.
why
Yeah,
not?
as a matter
Yeah,
of
why
fact,
not
it's
keep her
probably
powered up?
helpful for her.
Yeah.
Plus, she's a big, not necessarily bad, but big bad planetar now. I don't want to be like, hey, yeah, you know those things Jimmy gave you?
Yeah, we need those
Well,
back.
here's the
We
thing.
also want to be on our good
Here's
side.
the thing. Also, if anything happens and she loses her like celestial divinity again, then
It'll
they'll
set her on
attack
fire.
So
Yeah.
That
is true.
set out of character because I think Yllaxis would have a heart attack if Maggie said that to her face.
I
but-
think that is a good I guess like fail safe. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Yeah, it's a very good fail safe that, like, God forbid Mercy decides to go evil, she will just be set on fire by her own items. So yeah, I'm okay with this.
Very good.
So
There's one other thing I wanted to do, but it's
Yeah, go
a
ahead.
longer RP scene with Maggie. So
Ah.
you decide what makes more sense for you.
Mine is relatively quick, if you don't mind.
Kiff's is fast too.
Do you want to go first, Cliff?
Yes, please. It's a festival. Kiff have rumbly tumbly. Kiff needs good eats. What Kiff find?
Okay, there's lots of stuff. There's
Thank you
fried
so
fish
much
on
for
a
the
stick.
follow. I really appreciate it, and welcome to D&D.
There we go. There's fried fish on a stick.
Fried fish stick. Incredible.
There is baked potatoes with everything.
Also on a stick. I'm kidding, but just
Oh, man,
everything
please
is on
have
a stick.
steak on a steak.
Steak on a steak.
In honor of the vampire
us staking
that
the
we murdered.
vampire. Actually, I drowned him. I did do a drought, but
He was stabbed in the
he
heart.
was stabbed
by
in the
Kiff,
heart with
so-
by Kiff
yours
as well.
truly.
He was staked.
He was
There's-
staked and also drowned.
There's steak kebabs with mustard sauce.
Oh,
Grilled
Amazing.
steak kebabs with mustard sauce.
are they on steaks?
Yeah,
They're on sticks.
they're advertising steak on a
They're
stick.
basically steaks. They're little
Yeah.
steaks.
They're little
Food
steaks.
steaks.
I just want filet mignon now. I'm sorry.
Food steak.
And not just that, there is caramel covered apples. And there are nutty clusters.
Nutty clusters.
Yeah. Like, like it's like mixed nuts with sort of like a hardened caramel binding.
Kiff will take one of each.
Okay. Yeah, well, that'll be 2 gold for one of each.
Done. 213. Kiff will then take all of said food and consolidate it onto one arrow. He will go back to the party and say, or actually particularly Dromik, and he'll say in Draconic, these skin folk love all of their food on these small twigs. But why so many twigs? If you just put all of the food on one, then your entire meal is handheld.
Dromik will just say, truly revolutionary.
Kiff will then hand the arrow to Dromik, and he'll say, start on this side. Work your way over.
So I do like work my way down. I would
So like start with
take
the
a little,
fish, then the
take like a
potatoes, the
little
steak.
bite of everything and be like,
It's like a 5-course meal, all on one stick.
oh, Dromik is going to try everything and look over at Kiff and say, "Thank you. This helps me make a decision." Dromik, real quick, if we have a little bit of time, I don't know how far my house is from here, but I am gonna get, I'll
It's
get,
just a couple blocks. Won't take long to get there.
I'll also do a one of everything, which is what, 2 gold?
Alright, 2 gold.
And then I am going to do a little jog back to my house and give Shan, I'm gonna give her the steak kebab and the nutty or the apple or cluster, whatever she prefers.
And
give her
Shan
half.
will say, is Dromik going on a trip?
I think so. I will be. There is a lot to do. We are hoping to find a couple of things for the party that could be very good for this town and for us. I also want to give you this, and I'm gonna pull out. I have 80 gold. I'm just gonna give her 80 gold.
Okay.
I mean, I have 180 gold, but I'm gonna give her 80 gold.
And she actually gestured that apparently while you were out, she made eggs, and she says, I made eggs.
Ah, how many eggs?
It was,
It's okay.
nice one, Sean. Okay, Sean gets an inspiration point for that.
Shan. Sean posted this. Wait, I need to now show everyone. This
It's
is
gonna be 1d8 plus 2
this
eggs.
is what he referenced as Shan, everybody. So if this doesn't make you laugh.
10 eggs, wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! I was not prepared for 10 eggs! That's a lot of eggs!
Maximum
A
number
lot
of
of
eggs.
eggs.
Wow, that's a lot of eggs to put
Whoa!
through egg
Jen
college.
says, Dromik make higher education fun now.
Yeah, I know, Jesus! I'm gonna start saving up! Holy cow! I do have names. Hold on, I need to now find all of the names that I...
Let's see
I-
here.
I-
Is it good,
Scrambled,
like, name them before they
poached,
hatch? Like, what if they don't
soft
hatch?
boiled.
They will hatch.
Oh,
I have 7.
horrible.
I have 7 names. I can come up with 3.
They
So-
sneezy, dopey, doc, bashful.
Well, here are the ones that I have currently for males and females. One male, I'm going to request to Shan. These are not only my choice. You know, she gets choices as well. I'll give her the last 2, I guess, but also she can choose from these names. Though my request is that one be Little Timmy, if possible. The rest are up to her, but these are some.
Oh, you chose their genders.
No, these are just some ideas, if possible. If they,
Like, in
there's
case
7 there.
of-
Yes, here are some male and female names. If you want to choose them, I would be honored, but I just would like at least one to be named Little Timmy. Yeah,
Now,
Okay.
is little Timmy gonna be the firstborn male or the lastborn male?
that's a good
Like,
question.
Or is there only? I mean, we have to see what the breakdown is.
Yeah, I know.
when
Well,
your eggs
I was
hatch.
thinking the smallest one or the biggest one. We'll
Because that
have
would
to
be
decide.
ironic.
Or the
one-
spiciest one.
Yeah, the one that has the most snap to him, I'm thinking. But I don't know if we do like...
You have to test the children.
one
Which
that-
one
that
of you
comes
is
out-
worthy of the name Little Timmy?
I mean, I'm not gonna change it on him. If I choose a kid and they're docile, I'm not gonna change their name because that's so rude. But yeah, I mean,
That's messed up.
exactly, that's pretty messed up. But yeah, those are just some names that I picked because they sound cool. In real life, in not real life, Dromik is like, these are some names that I know from old LizardFolk people from my clan. If you would like to use any of them, that I would like that. They don't all have to be used.
She seems she's like hesitant. She's like, okay, and
Yeah.
she says your tribe is very different from mine.
Yes,
She
please.
says the names that I will give to the other 3 are Sharptooth, Bigfoot, and Longtail.
I like these. I think this is perfect.
She says I can sense which body parts are the largest through the eggs.
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
Maternal
I like.
intuition.
Yeah.
She says, or Dromik, promise me you won't be gone long.
I will do my best to come home to you quickly.
Okay.
We will be visiting back. Very I'm sure, between each travel, if you will.
Out of character, I just had the dumbest idea.
Oh no, what?
The dumbest idea.
Come back with the airship. When we get the airship.
Move
And
her
just
onto the airship.
Take the house. No,
Yeah.
take the house and just
Just
pull it
attach
up
it
with
to
it.
the airship. And we're gonna do up da 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 da. Except it's just LizardFolk in there.
Yes.
And it's not balloons, it's just a giant airship. I can't. Oh dear. But yes, this. But yeah, we will indeed be coming back soon. At the very least, I will be spending tonight here. Before we leave.
Okay.
I'll be spending every night that we are in the town in our house.
Okay.
That's all I had though. Go ahead, Yllaxis and Maggie, if you would like to do a talk.
I'm muted.
Sean, you're
I'm
muted.
sorry.
Yeah.
That would be why. That's why I'm halfway through my soliloquy right now. Um, I assume we're sort of walking around after the meeting and trying to enjoy the faz. And I try to pull you to the side and say, no, it really upset me yesterday what you did. You had the opportunity to save everyone, and you took your chance, and you had the opportunity to save everyone, and you took the chance, and you killed some people, but that who could have been saved.
Do you truly think that we could have gone through that and saved everyone? Because before I did anything, there were already those who had fallen to our enemies who were forced to walk through the gate. What would you have had me done?
Well, by the end of it, it wasn't force that convinced them to turn. It was my words and conviction. They turned and they were ready to fight. I would have done the same. Those people in the back, the people in the front that you murdered as well too. But we're leaving that part out.
Perhaps I tried reasoning with them, and they ran anyway. In fact, I do believe that it was, in part, the demonstration of force and fire that encouraged them to turn, because from their perspective, and I was watching from above, it only seemed that they were dealing with their physical surroundings, even though they had stared right into the face of that gate and seen the world that their leaders would have had them walk through. I tried reasoning with them, I pointed it out, and I made a decision when I saw them continue to walk through that gate, although granted we didn't know it was a gate, but into presumably a portal. Would you have had me do nothing? Would you have had me risk the chance of one of us dying? Would you have had me risk the chance that we would have a repeat of what happened to Sonnet or Halas?
Those names definitely sting as you say them. No, what I would have had you done is tried to save everyone. All you had to do was wait for the time and convince everyone, and the crowd would have done it.
In the
They did it,
time,
Maggie. They did
in the
it.
time that we would have waited for you to get there and speak to them, how many do you think would have already walked through the gate? I'm
Imagine
sure you could have seen from through my eyes.
Imagine
Did you
less. Imagine less than a fireball would have taken out.
I disagree. There were more than that number down the stairs already, and we cannot save everyone. We have never been able to save everyone. Every step along this journey, every choice that we make, we choose to save some people and we condemn others. Do you feel better? Does it help you sleep at night that you don't see the deaths yourself? Because you even decided yesterday when we discussed resources and whether we should go to the guard barracks or take out the egg, you were part of that decision that we made to leave the guard barracks because we wouldn't make it. If more of us had died, we wouldn't have been able to have saved any of them.
Let
I
me
don't
ask,
see how this is particularly different than the choices we have made thus far.
let me ask you this, Maggie. What if it was me in that mixture? What if it was Kiff? What if it was Font? What if it was any of us there? Would you have dropped that fireball?
I may have acted differently had you been there, but you weren't. I made my choice to save as many people as I could based on the options that were presented with me, based on what the people were doing, what our enemies were doing. The risk is that they would have died anyway, but they would have done so strengthening our enemies. We don't know how many more souls the beast needed to become more powerful. You talk about possibilities and options. We don't know what would have happened otherwise. Perhaps it would have been better. Perhaps it would have been far worse. You are noble, Yllaxis, and that is one of your best qualities, but it has also walked us into the path of danger several times thus far. If you try to save every last person, you may end up condemning far more than you would have otherwise.
You know what it's like? Like you said, every choice that we make is somebody living and somebody dying. But Maggie, someone who has the power, who chose to give one person life and let the other one die and stay buried in the ground yesterday when I had to choose between Chef Johnson and Cyril. I don't want to go around having to make those choices again with more dead people, much less when it's caused by you. Suggest some restraint next time.
If you're so convinced that you could have done differently, then I encourage you to either present me with an actual alternative, a concrete alternative that can be used instead, and I will take into account.
I would have listened. I did. We were
I
moments
talked to
away.
them, and they did not listen to me.
Perhaps you shouldn't start it off with a fireball then.
I
At that
did
point,
not start it with a fireball.
I'm just gonna walk away.
That's very dramatic. I like that.
Dang. All I gotta say is dang.
Yllaxis earns 5 points of renegade.
Well, no, I think Yllaxis was standing up for her personal beliefs. Fair enough.
Yllaxis is passionate. She's done some naughty things, but she is a very passionate person.
Dorothy, what?
I would never say she's done anything naughty.
I don't know off
Specifically.
the top of my head, but I feel like there was something that was a little.
I don't
little
think
fishy.
so. I think
This is a
that
goody
Yllaxis has
two-shoes.
been she's
She
been
feels bad when she forgets to brush her teeth at night.
yes. That's kind of what I've noticed about Yllaxis as well. She is very she's she's very paladin when it good end. At the very least. Chaotic and neutral is a different story. But definitely good. Alright. Do we want to go to the meeting? I don't know if anyone else has anything to do, but Dromik's back and is like, okay, I got a fish stick and I'm just eating it.
When
That's
everybody
5 points of cure wounds to cure Dromik of the poison from
Oh
the
no!
food.
No, Dromik is very happy with his delicious fish stick. You have to cure me of poison, I'm gonna be like, Shan, no! And I'll like run
Yes.
back. Oh no. But anyway, what were we gonna
In
say
the
about
festival, there are a few points of interest. I mentioned
Oh, yeah.
the passionate dancers, and then there's
Yes.
Father Cannon and some loyalist citizens being pelted with tomatoes and potatoes.
Yeah.
And there are also sort of information stalls about all the gods that people are excited about
Ooh.
learning.
I'm just
You don't have
curious.
to mess with any of that stuff if you don't want to. It's just there.
Just curious to see. I'm just sort of silently look and see if there's anyone at the stall for Early Australia.
Yes, there is a young man who seems like a half drow he says
Oh, cool.
he's overjoyed to meet you. He says, "Yes, my name is Zaffron. A pleasure. I heard you were inspired by our goddess."
Likewise, yes. She came to me and has chosen me as her champion, I must humbly say. Brings you up here.
He says, I received a dream last night. I'm not, but wouldn't call myself a humble sculptor, but I do sculptures for several of the wealthier families, and I've always dreamed of that freedom should be for everyone, and she came to me, and I was inspired. I feel like you represent everything about her. Like we want to take this freedom and bring it to every city in the land. There should be no city with a tyrannical ruler.
And I agree with that.
He said, I also received a vision. She told me that we should go north to the city of. There's a ruin there, a place called the Valley of Gan. And she said there was some sort of story of oppression and of freedom that must be uncovered to free us from this emperor.
Oh, sounds like something to look into then. I will say that is on our list of things to do, though I don't know what number. Perhaps that moves up in the order.
She said it is a wound that needs healing, and that it contains the key to what we seek. Although I'm not sure. I've prepared as much as I can remember, and I will be submitting it at the council meeting, as they've asked all those who've had visions from the gods to present everything that they know.
It's gonna be
very
one
good.
long ass meeting.
I'll catch
Well,
you at
it
the
can be
meeting.
summarized.
No, I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But dang.
Catch you at the meeting.
mean,
Thank you
good.
very
Yeah, yeah.
again,
Now
Stefan.
are you
Right.
beginning to understand why Fontiev wanted to get drunk before that?
Fair enough.
Fontiev can totally be drunk.
What were you going to say, Yllaxis? I apologize for cutting
Just
you off.
saying thank you and goodbye to
Yeah.
Zephron.
Perfect.
Okay.
So,
I just wanted to make sure I didn't cut you off, because I definitely did.
And Zaffron adds, he says, we're definitely going to want to hear your story and make it into like a book, or a song or a play at some point. He says the Lady of Freedom loves art and creativity, so just saying.
idea.
Yeah.
Walk off with a little hum. It's actually a tune that Sonnet used to sing with no words.
Yeah.
when
Okay.
everyone reconvenes, you find Kiff sitting on, I don't know, a rock or a stump or something, and he has his arrow full of food, with the arrowhead stuck down into the stump, and he's playing his little harp bow. And you hear him kind of humming. And when you approach him, he goes, friends, I make a song. Hear a song?
You made a song? Yes.
Yes.
Of course. Sure, play it.
So Kiff begins to play, and it goes, I have the notes too, but I have no way of playing them.
If you share your screen and make sure the volume is on, you play it through Discord. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
Is
because
it
it is not
how-
copyrighted because I think
Right.
Foon is literally making sounds like right now on a piano, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So can't copyright this. It's literally original content.
Up yours, sorry. I'll fucking sue your asses into the ground.
Oh my god, man.
Okay.
No,
So
you're muted.
And then we
Oh.
never saw Matt again.
Yes. All right. Whenever you're ready,
do you guys hear this?
quietly. Can you play? No, I can turn that up. Can you play it again?
Do I need to like click on the stream? I probably
Yeah,
Yes.
you can just turn up the stream volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this piano on here kind of lags, so it's not going to be perfectly in time. But anyway, so Kiff sings, put the fish on the stick, put the tater on the stick, put the steak on the stick, and put the apple on the stick, put some nuts on the stick, put it all on the stick, and you got yourself, got yourself a meal on a stick.
Incredible. Amazing. I loved it.
I give him a round of applause and say, "And what do you call this song, Kiff?"
Kiff thinks for a moment. It looks up in the air, and then Kiff looks down and goes, meal stick.
Heel
All right.
stick. I like it. It's very
It's very Kiff. I like it.
it's very I'm trying to figure out what Dromik would call this. Very Oh, shit. No, I'm not.
Oh, did I just leave?
Yeah,
That might
you
be
just
why.
lost everyone. There you go. Yeah.
It's hard to imagine what reptile music would be.
It's
like.
very yeah. Well, I guess it would depend on the clan. I
Yeah.
know that certain reptiles do like sounds. I mean, yeah. It's very much so. It's very different than what I'm used to hearing, but I like it. It's a good instrument, and it's a good bow. Both of those. Nice to have
Yes.
entertainment while you're adventuring.
Font just takes out his bow and just makes that one poinging sound that he can make with his.
Wang. Percussion section. You got it. So, well, that's wonderful. I would like to see what's going on over here at the Passion People's crew. Like,
Okay, so Dromik wanders over there.
yeah, just so I'm like, I should probably pay attention to what's going on. Not at 20. I am at way more than that. I'm at 87.
Kiff will come along, all the while playing his new little song, passing
His
by
meal on
the
a stick.
kobolds. Yeah.
So these
I
people
will also go over.
are singing, and these masked knights here are kind of chanting a song, and they're dancing on stage. They're like juggling swords. They're shaking booties. And,
You know, general revelry.
Are they
yeah,
twerking?
and they're inviting people up, and someone's saying, "But my husband," and they say, "No, this is free love to celebrate freedom from the empire. Everyone, like, we freedom from promises, freedom from all law, freedom from everything. Come, join our club." And so they're kind of like pulling people on the stage, and they're kind of like making out with random people.
Yeah.
Stop me if you want to like start a.
I would like to I'd like to
How is Kiff relating to like their music and chants? Are you like going along with it? Are you trying to play a different tune?
You should play it on a stick, I think. For flavors.
Yeah.
Flavors.
Kiff is very happy about his new song and his potential business idea for when all of this is over.
I don't think
He's
that Kiff
playing
is
his
doing
harp.
anything. He's just kind of playing on his harp.
Yeah.
It's multi-class.
I just
Plus,
want
he has
to
so many sticks, he can do some
I mean, yeah.
percussions too.
I would like to I'm kind of ignoring the dancers. I'd like to, like, just get a real good look at these soldiers on either side. I just want to see if there's any distinguishing marks, any specific insignia, anything that could stand out to me if I could, say, point them out at a later time.
Roll your perception.
I would love to do that.
Actually, no.
Okay.
Roll investigation. This is because it's not hard to see it. It's really a question of investigation.
Oh, that is much worse.
It's a question of pointing out.
Yeah, pointing out something. That's fine. Ooh, that's not bad. 19. Hey, look at that. I rolled an 18 plus 1.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
So you notice that it looks like these were once city guard uniforms, but all the symbols have been scratched off.
Good to know.
And the helmets have been extra special covered.
Okay, yeah, like
So
they have a
that-
special covering over them.
Yes, either they have some other way of seeing through it, or they're not relying on their eyes. It's either these guys are kind of singing like a chant, like oh, like
Yeah,
kinda
they're like background
providing-
chanting.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
providing music from the dance. It's like a upbeat chant,
Okay.
like one of those medieval ones. Like what's her
Yeah,
name?
like
Hildegarde
a like
from
a
Tempest.
yeah, that is a like a Gregorian chant.
Yeah, and there's like some stomping and clapping that goes
Okay.
along with it.
Interesting. I'm gonna lean over to Maggie and just say quietly, Maggie, do you think this could potentially be a verbal component to a spell? Being someone who has used verbal components and some type of guttural LizardFolk sounds, this to me sounds like it could, to my ear holes, it sounds like it could potentially be a spell.
To your ear holes.
My
is
ear
this
holes,
a
yes.
situation in which I could perhaps roll Arcana to discern more?
You could.
Okay.
My ear holes never lie.
21.
It doesn't seem like magic is being used here.
That's good to know at least. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Dromik could tell you what he saw if he wanted to.
yeah,
But it
I
doesn't
will
seem
let
like
you know. Okay, so
it
it
doesn't
doesn't.
seem like spells are being cast here.
Okay. So there is no
But these
active
people
spell.
the dancers. There's a man and woman. They are very attractive.
Yeah.
And they are talking about your freedom from everything. And the people around it are kind of like what's the word, like the
They're taken.
dissolute youth, or the lonely youth, or
Okay.
the haggard spouses. People who aren't happy with their lives.
Right, that makes sense. There is a
And they seem to be getting
potential
what they
type
want.
of people. Right. Yeah, they're trying to get what they want.
And some people are like, "Oh, tell me more. Tell me more."
Well, I certainly don't think it's worth expending a spell slot to cast Master Spell on, but even without magic, they seem to have quite an effect on the weak-minded populace. It does not bode well
Hmm.
to let them continue, I would say.
Do we stop them? I don't know if we... I don't know what we would do.
I'm hesitant
I
to
wouldn't
start
hold
any
anyone down.
fights.
Yeah, me too.
Are you with us?
Don't know. I thought we were all together.
Yeah, I
just by
figured we
the
were together at this
force of
point.
it. But I could not be if that was not the intent.
No, whatever you feel.
No, I noticed like
We just
their
didn't know where you were.
pieces
you're over on the
spread
other side.
around.
Oh, I still don't have my computer.
Okay.
Oh.
You were moved by Charles and or someone else. So yeah, no, that's totally fine. You can be with us.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm fine
the
with that.
festival stalls are like around the
Yeah.
former cathedral, so
Oh, perfect.
yeah, there might be a block or so away from each other
Okay.
when you're doing different things.
So, one thing, I could at least stand within 10 feet of someone who is about to be coerced into such activities, and perhaps if it's a charm effect, I would just be me being there would cancel it.
That's true.
That
It
worth a
doesn't.
try.
I-
Me
it's
standing
worth
there.
a try to just like be in the crowd, but I don't know if there's spells. But feel free to try it. I say at the very least, like
To be a spell, it's just
it's just a charm effect. Yeah. Yeah, try it. Why not, right?
Yes, it's charm. So I'll be within 10 feet of the general vicinity. And if I see someone who's about to get kissed, I would make sure that my aura is effective on them. My
Just
passive
in the
ability.
general vicinity.
So
You'd be
I'm
near the
gonna place
stage, right?
Yllaxis' figure over here.
Yeah.
So Yllaxis, you don't really sense that there's a charm effect necessarily, but you would definitely claim that, like, with at least some of these cases, some people are saying, "Oh, but my wife, but my husband," and those people are saying, "No, this is a time of freedom." You would think this would probably be what you call a sin in your religion, at least that they're
Uh-huh.
breaking their promises.
This wouldn't necessarily be a charm effect, but the people who are saying stuff are charming. Yes? Like,
It seems
they
like
are
there's some kind
charming
of adultery
people.
happening at
Yes.
least.
Yes.
There you go. So it's not magical per se. It's
Right.
just
It's
very
convincing.
good
Just
charisma
some
roll.
light sinning going
Yeah.
on.
Light sinning. Oh no.
There you go.
And they're saying, come back to our place for for even greater delights. And
It's one
freedoms.
whole mood. Light sinning.
Does it? May I ask a question? Does it? I know we don't. It does not seem like there are any magical things happening. Just like a casual enticement. But does it seem like the people on stage? Have we seen them before as part of any like magical
You have
ritual?
not
Does it
seen the people
seem
on stage before, but they are repeating some of the what do you call it? The creed of the
Propaganda, if you will.
but not the like passionate dancers we don't recognize from when we were down with the other passion follower people.
People. They're new.
They don't seem like any of the same individuals, or if they were, then they are
They look
effectively
different.
shape changed or disguised or illusioned or something.
Okay.
But you didn't think there's
Okay.
any magic here.
Okay.
So let's see.
I will let Maggie know that, like, I think that these soldiers are the ones that they liberated from the soldier camp. I think that they have won in their battle, and now they do have some relatively strong soldiers on their side, and probably quite a few.
Yeah.
It is
So
something we
I
need to
think,
watch and maybe let people know about.
yeah. I'd like to kind of walk off like a little out of the way, but staying within what range do I
Earshot?
need to be in? Within like 60 feet or so, and like, hiding in the crowd and just kind of casually, like over my shoulder, I think I want to cast Silent Image and just create a very subtle, kind of ghostly, like demonic face that takes like shape over the form of the dancers before kind of abetting. But I want it to be above, so anyone who's like below the stage looking up and thinking about it will basically
Think twice.
see. Yeah, they'll be
You
like,
said
"Oh,
silent
that
image?
looks like a silent image." Yeah.
You have it. So silent image is silent, but casting it is not silent. You have to speak.
Yes, I know, but I am staying 60 feet away in a crowd of noisy people because there's a fair.
And they're chanting.
That
And the
is,
mule stick song is
yeah.
blaring.
There's a lot of noise around
Blaring.
us, and I'm trying to be subtle about this.
So would you say it's just like, I don't know, like an angry red face with horns? Like
It's like a very we've seen a lot of demons, so just like the ugliest, most horrifying one of them, just like grinning and kind of turning around to look at the people before dissipating.
It's a really big Stanley. Not
Yes,
It's
not
the
our
biggest
Stanley.
Yeah, the biggest
Yeah.
Stanley.
Stanley has a very
demon.
nicely trimmed little beard, but
Yeah, he's very cute.
well, yeah, but I'm making him look scary. Listen, I like scary. Maggie likes scary things,
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
Stanley, but much
again
scarier.
hiding amidst the crowd and just kind of subtly, I don't know if you want me
Okay.
to roll sleight of hand or something,
it's
just
okay. It's
kind
okay.
of poof
So
over there.
some of the people, like some of them don't notice, they're just kind of dancing. Some of them are like, "Whoa, what's that? Oh no!" And some people are like, "Oh, what have I done?" And the dancers say, "Shh, many things you have been taught are wrong." And these, what you've been told was a demon was actually truly freedom. And they said there's many loyals to the Empire who wish to tell you that all celestial and other beings are wrong, but really there's much to explore, much to learn. So some people are turned off, some people are kind of like hesitant, some people are intrigued. And some people are saying, is it possible to learn this power? And some are interested. And at that moment, your good old friend, Dean Wickerman, he just kind of slithers up beside Maggie, and he says, "Pathetic, aren't they?" And he kind of like bumps into Maggie in like yeah.
And oh, you're here. I didn't know that kind of way, or a legitimate. I see this person now. I'm bumping into on
Well,
purpose.
he expected Maggie to be here
Okay.
because he assumed that with this, with the government reformation, Maggie would be interested in that.
Okay.
So he's not surprised to see Maggie here.
I was putting an air of sarcasm in there. I don't know if it read. It's okay. Keep going.
Yes, well, many people are foolish getting involved with things they don't fully understand.
He chuckles. He says, "You can say that again."
Indeed.
He says, "I'll see you at the meeting, Maggie." He says, "Come, Stanley." And he begins to
gonna watch Stanley as they walk off. Like, did he react to the
Stanley
comment?
seemed more annoyed at the dancers than the dean was, and he kind of clings to the dean, whispers to him, and glares back at the dancers.
Is it an infernal? Can I try to overhear it? I do.
I completely
you can say
forgot
no if
you
it's
speak
like
infernal.
way too noisy.
Yeah, roll perception because it is noisy.
Okay. No. 7.
Well, you tried.
It's just so loud.
You gave it a good run.
You heard him say something about watch them. Or keep track of them. Okay.
What time is it now?
I'm gonna call
It's probably about that time.
So let's call it 2 p.m. Or wait, no, it was 2:30.
No,
So
it was 2:30.
Let's call it 4:30. Let's call it 4:30.
Yeah, it's probably that time, right?
We should probably get in place.
Yeah, unless there's anything anyone else would like to do. Roldan and Rob, both of you, is there anything you would like to do before meeting?
I feel like Fontiev's getting drunk.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's basically what's happening right now.
How much are you spending?
Fontiev has experienced enough of this at home, so he's just like, "Oh, I'm definitely not dealing with this right now."
Are you getting the cheap beer, or the hard liquor, or the fine wines?
This seems like a really cheap, get me drunk very quickly type of scenario. So
I'll charge you 3 gold to get drunk quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Oh dear.
What a bargain.
That is a very good bargain. You're wrong.
That's pretty good.
Well, he got like the watered down like horse piss and
like the worst alcohol beer combo.
Yeah.
As long as it inebriates me for like the discussion that I know from experience is going to be
so
fucking
long.
ever, I'd rather not be fully functional for that.
Fair enough.
So Fontie's gonna have his head on the table.
I mean, is Fontiev even gonna make it to the meeting? Like,
Fontiev's gonna be very Scottish.
Fontiev is going to end up rooting for the Emperor by the time. Like,
yeah, I know. He's like, sure, why the hell not? Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
I also remember.
You know what the best part was? It was Jeff's beer!
Amazing. This.
Turns out the booze was from a homemade still. Fontiev, roll Constitution for
Gold
blindness.
con. Oh no. Oh no.
It's unfiltered. Oh god.
Oh no. Oh my god. Incredible. But anyway.
Roll for whiskey.
Yeah, very, very drunk. Okay, good. Marvis, would you like to do anything, or are you just chilling?
I probably would have looked for the lady who was shrinking my heads for me. collected those and given her new fresh heads to shrink.
Now you're like, I need my head shrinker. It's
Was
another
that,
meaning to the
do you remember
word
who that
shrink.
was?
It
No.
was the cleric that hung around with Cyril. I don't remember her name. Kiara?
Kira.
Kira, yeah. She's here. You would have found her hanging out in the lobby of the council building.
Yep, I would have done that.
The complimentary muffin.
I would have done that and not gone to the council meeting. I would have found it boring.
That's fair.
If only you can get drunk
That
like
is
Fontiev.
very fair. Hey, listen.
You guys could entirely skip it as a party if you want to.
No, I do not.
Oh God, I don't trust these people.
I think that
I don't trust any of them.
Marvis and Fontiev are kind of on their own adventures, which is awesome. If they do not want to join the meeting,
I'll eventually
that's
join,
okay.
but it will be a very classy join.
It will be an event when you join.
I would love that very special episode.
Yes.
One.
I think Kiff and Dromik in particular
On a very special
are-
episode of Blossom. Hey, everybody, guess who's drunk?
Oh my gosh. What were you going to say to Kiff and Dromik?
I think the scale folk are a little worried about our representation
Yes.
in this particular meeting.
Dromik in particular knows that this is something that we need to discuss. Deal with. Yeah, so I should be in the presence of this meeting.
Did we see Mercy like hanging out here? Has anyone told us what happened
She
to the
probably
plague?
toured the festival a few times, and she'd been mobbed by people like throwing roses and money at her and stuff to kind of embarrass all the attention. And she's trying to cure some of the sick, but there's too many sick for her to cure.
She's doing her best.
So you would
Why
have
did all of you eat Tide Pods?
Did we end up quarantining them?
That was what
Yeah, they're
happened to the
quarantined here.
people we quarantined.
Oh, so she's
Was she
taking
able to
trips
kill them today,
into the
or-
warehouse and out.
More people would have probably been collected and put in here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And separated appropriately.
appropriately
Yeah.
separated.
As long as they're separated from the rest of the well people, I mean, it's the best we can really do.
That is true. Everyone needs to be 6 feet apart. Masks. Just put it out there. We gotta.
Too
The
real,
red
Someone,
death is
yeah,
happening.
someone come up
Yeah.
with a
Yeah, you're fine.
with a heal for
Yes,
this.
we have some kind of idea, but like we need to. We're figuring it out slowly. That's on the
Discuss it
list.
at the
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the meeting,
Yeah.
is it happening now?
So Maggie's interested. Is anybody else interested in going to this meeting?
Yes.
That was the idea we were all going.
I think.
Okay, talk to yourself,
Yeah.
whatever.
I think the other 4 of us are going.
Where is over here? Oh gosh, give it a hot minute to load.
It's where the hot pink arrows are pointing.
Here, I got Yllaxis.
So this building was the council of the priesthood, but it has been refurbished, I guess, to just be the city council.
Oh gosh.
Also, since it's like a little after 9,
It's
should
even
we
got a
maybe-
Jersey Mike's in it.
Oh yeah, we should take a break now.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like
wow,
this
it's
is
like
a good-
9:08.
A good point.
Yes, where we're going to
We
take a
talked-
quick
We
break.
talked a lot of planned stuff, and we have more after
Yes.
Yeah, this
So-
has been a great role play so far.
Yeah. So we are going to take a quick break, which means that if you have questions or comments or just want to say hi to me or anyone else, feel free to do so. I have been kind of quiet because roleplay stuff, but yeah, so we're around just, using the bathroom and shooting the shit. Okay. All right, we ready to go.
Okay, so there's this meeting here. It seems as though Governor Catalyst is he's explaining how this is going to work. Basically, you guys, he says, "What should we call your group? We need a name for your group."
Oh shit.
This has been the bane of our existence for so long.
We are the Fontieves.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
He's already drunk. Don't listen to him.
I
Fontiev isn't
You're
even here.
drunk.
He's not even here.
Drunk.
He's not. He's shouting from across the lawn.
Yeah.
You can hear Fontiev
somehow
screaming.
reestablished mental connection with everybody, and he's just
So-
screaming into the void crazily. While
Yeah,
he's
he's
drunk.
not. He's literally not here.
He's half asleep in a garbage pile, and he's saying we're called
He thinks that he has learned telepathic bond, but he hasn't.
That's what it
can
is.
move the earth.
It's like, I hear voices
Yes.
in my
That's
head.
Yllaxis'
Yes.
golden, beautiful
Yes,
hair.
he's like,
It's
ah, yes, Yllaxis.
Ah, yes, Yllaxis. Ah, yes.
Oh man.
Oh
It's
no.
Okay,
I like how
the world.
He
And
said
I like
he
how
would
it's
do it
in the
Oh
roleplay channel.
no. Okay. Oh no.
hey, you transfer.
So that's happening, but it's not
Yeah.
happening
You have
in the
buttons.
Pepper's turn.
Amazing.
Okay.
So
Uh,
the Pepper
what-
says, I demand to know what your heroes are, what your
Demand.
Well,
Well,
It's a
That's a
strong
strong
I
verb.
never.
Well, I mean,
What do we call ourselves?
we've
I
been enemies
mean-
of the Empire for
Yeah.
so long. We were trying to not name ourselves
Lay low,
aside from
yeah.
the resistance.
I mean,
Right
I
until
think, I
now.
think honestly, coming up with a name and a symbol perhaps is probably beneficial at this point because we would be the hope of the rest of what is called the Empire, but the rest of this land, that their salvation.
Indeed. Well, if it's a symbol, I have one from my former beneficiary, who I still sometimes keep in touch with. So perhaps we could elaborate on that a little bit.
What
To
would that
make it
symbol
a
be?
little more. Well, her symbol was a blue serpent, but perhaps we could add wings or something to, make it a bit more hopeful. People like things that fly, like
Yllaxis,
celestial.
what about your
Or she's-
goddess?
Oh yes, the Coatls, they're quite good creatures.
Huh. Are those the flying serpents?
Yeah, they are celestial beings of pure good.
Some of us saw some of them in the capital. if I
Yeah.
Oh
remember
yeah.
correctly.
Get a good connection with one.
Huh.
What were you going to say, Dromik? I apologize.
I'm saying well, it might be too busy if we all add something. But I don't disagree with this serpent idea. It's close enough to a dragon.
Plus, it could perhaps.
We could form it
Uh,
into a whatever they're called, skeletl. I didn't hear what you said.
Coatls. I believe.
Coatl. Ah, yes. Why are you sitting next to Stanley? Get out of here, Stanley.
Yeah, that's a weird.
You three are kind of whispering angrily towards each other
Oh, okay.
while you guys are figuring out what you're calling.
That's fine. So the Coatl, I'm okay with that. Is everyone else okay with that being a symbol for us?
So Kiff is like kind of passively listening while he's munching on his meal stick, and he takes a
Meal
bite of
stick?
the steak and savors the tenderness and the beautiful like umami from all the the delicious slow roasted rendered fat.
So we're going straight into food wars. Okay.
Kiff just closes his eyes and he says, "Good eats."
We're not calling ourselves good eats.
Well,
I have to give inspiration for that because that's so good.
well, I think that at least if we are able to incorporate the blue serpent and turn it into a Coatl with the wings, it could help us garner more allies to the east, whereby
Why
my
don't-
lady, my beneficiary, has some former standing.
Why don't
Okay,
oh,
so
We are the Harbingers Rebellion.
Kiff,
I don't hate that. Oh,
Kiff is munching on his steak, and it's like he's about like a quarter full in
Yeah,
his
Coatl's cool.
mouth, and goes. He turns to Maggie and goes, "What about serpent many head?" And then Kiff turns to let's see here, Lord V, short folk head, and points. And he turns to Dromik and go,
Lord V
scale
says,
folk head. And he points to Marsha and go. And then he kind of leans over
Marsha
to
head.
Yllaxis and goes, what's
Yeah.
yeah, precisely. Marsha head.
Marsha.
This is a lovely thought,
Hmm.
but I'm afraid that this creature we are creating might end up being
Too
quite
many-
terrifying in
It-
a
it
literal
also-
sense.
Yes.
It also may be unrecognizable. For a name, why not just Champions of Freedom? Something easy and poignant.
Yes, I do like the Coatl symbol because, believe it or not, Coatls can change shape too.
Oh, I
And
like that.
means We can be anything and anyone we want to be.
Indeed.
I do like that.
Or we make it a Bodak.
No.
You're not here.
Talking to a trash can. That is not Marvis.
Oh no.
I was
No,
about to say
this-
like
This
no.
is
and then I
Marvis.
was
This
like,
is my
wait.
best friend. He's weird.
Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome. This is D&D night. I am going to be a little bit quiet, but we are getting a little bit into some role play. Welcome to the Tuttle Show.
So we can
Coughs. That has
That-
an interesting connotation
That's
with this
an
plague going
unfortunate
around.
shortening.
Guys, really quick, can everybody say hi to raiders? People just raided us. Hi
Yeah.
and welcome. Welcome to D&D
I know
night.
that.
Thank you so much,
have
We're
been
Sayaki.
discussing politics, and I am drunk out in the garbage somewhere.
Yes.
They've actually
Welcome.
come to a quintessential D&D moment where we get to name our party.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
boy.
yeah, you get to listen
You
to
know,
us
it only took us
decide
like
on a
4
name.
years.
We've only had a year and a half, you know. It's
If we
fine.
still can't. I do, like, I call us the
We're level
Wednesday
12,
nights.
okay?
Yeah, we're level 12 and still don't have a group name. It's fine. Well, we did
But we
have a group
started
name,
at level
technically.
3, so like
Yeah, fair enough. So, 9 levels, but still. Sorry, go
Do,
ahead.
do you guys need a suggestion, or I thought
I mean-
Sarah's suggestion was
If we're gonna be,
I mean, I'm
that's
not there. I was
That's
going to
the
say
basic.
the Harbingers of Rebellion.
fine, but you're not there. You don't. You didn't want
No,
to.
I know. I'm just
Rebellion.
pointing it out
I
there.
don't
just
know if
as the-
rebellion, but we could
Um,
go harbingers of like
The governors of
freedom
Rebellion, so the
or
horse for short. The horse, I like that.
horse.
well,
Of freedom.
some
Maggie goes, oh maybe.
Like, Charles is pulling a reverse Matt Mercer right now, where
Okay.
he's the one screwing with the party names.
I mean, yeah. So we could go harbingers of like freedom or harbingers of something, because I think that the word freedom should be in the name. I also think that, because that encompasses kind of everything we have done so far. Though we have fought against the Emperor, we are predominantly fighting for a freedom of choice. Yeah, so I think the
Wait,
word freedom
I
should
got
be
it.
in there.
what if
I got it. We'll
well-
call ourselves John Cena.
You're not here though.
Maggie, what are you saying? I'm sorry.
perhaps if we are going to go with something along the lines of Harbinger, perhaps instead of that we go with Herald. It's a bit more positive.
I
I
love
like
that.
Herald. Herald's of
I
freedom.
love
I love that.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the big brain energy. I mean, they told me not to get a big head, but it's just too late. I'm so
It's
smart.
the big brain energy.
We will now be known as the Hares.
So,
Yes.
Kip says in Draconic, freedom could mean a lot of things to many people, and we don't want to give, wrong impressions. What about showing that it's for everyone? What about free folk? All folk. All folk free.
So wait.
HOFF, the Hoff.
Oh
like
no.
that.
So wait. Are we going with Herald? I think we all are keen on the word Herald. Now-
Yes, very much
All
so.
the NPCs like that one.
Now,
Herald.
I don't know. I don't disagree that freedom could be open-ended, but personally, I think that might be a good choice based on other folks happening there who might also be trying to do stuff with freedom. If we can take that away from them and perhaps confuse people, that could also be beneficial for us.
I think it's probably gonna
Yeah.
cut against us. We'll be bigger
It
than
might
them,
be.
and then
That's
they'll
what
be
I'm
like,
thinking. That's true.
well, maybe we're just called the Heralds, because I
I
love
don't
that.
dislike the Heralds of Free Folk.
Or the heralds
Guys,
of.
guys, I got it. The Freedom Alliance Rebellion team. We can be the farts.
No.
Thank God he's not here.
No. I'm sorry, what, Charles?
I said the garbage can that Fontiev was talking to gives no response.
Marvis, did I do something to piss you off more than usual? You're very quiet tonight.
Oh no. But I
Wow.
don't
Or
dislike
what about,
Heralds of Free Folk.
Or what about Free Republic?
Well, we're not the Republic. There's 5 of us. We're not talking about
What
the full
about
group. We're talking about our
Harbingers
personal
of
Heralds.
the Free Republic.
Heralds of
Or
the
at least
Free
the
Republic.
Free Republic.
start of the Republic.
That's pretty long.
What about something like liberty or sovereignty? You know, a little less open-ended perhaps than freedom, because some people do talk about their you know.
Lord Hastra says, I like that. The sovereignty could reinforce that we have no intention of changing the social structures or disrupting the orders
Yeah,
of
that's
power.
exactly why I don't want to do that. I
Never
think
mind. I
yeah.
take that back.
I
no.
think Heralds of Free Folk kind of sums it up. And also Hoff is not bad, but unless people really don't like it, that's totally fine.
No, I think it's fine. I think the idea is people call us the heralds, and then
Yes.
beyond that, we just let
So,
them.
the official name.
Yeah.
Yeah, the official.
Yeah.
Exactly. People refer to us as the heralds.
The Heralds is like a DBA.
Right. That's what we are generally referred to. I'm
But
okay with
anyway,
that.
Kiff turns to Maggie and says, "So when Kiff in woods back in day, Kiff knew man who live in woods in little hut. He say sovereign a lot. When people come to him, he takes stuff, and when they yell at him, he say, I sovereign citizen of land. I do not abide your laws. Man get punched a lot. Kind of weird.
Well, we would hate to be
Uh,
punched in the face. And Maggie
yes.
just pats her, wrinkly cheeks. Just,
If you didn't catch that, that was a sovereign citizen joke.
Yeah, I figured it
Yeah,
was.
we caught that. Okay, so the governor says, now that we've established that you are called the Heralds, or the Heralds of Free Folk, we are very, very grateful for your support. And we must move on quickly to the Carthan Reformation agenda. First question. The city now has little to none in the way of actual guard service. So what should we do about that? We do have Lieutenant Donald. We have Lieutenant Donald, Captain Norris, and Captain Harris, who have stayed true to freedom, but they have very, very few men, and they all not. What should we do about that?
Could you perhaps provide a status report on exactly how many men you have, particularly with regards to the normal guarding Carthan? We entered under unique circumstances.
Lieutenant Donald says, "Well, we've the governor has kindly offered his personal bodyguard to reinforce us. We really only have about 16, 16 not including us, men and women on our side. It's really." He said, "We've heard reports of goblins and those little leaper things crawling around about houses and stealing things and biting people. So we really should probably get on that. But we're quite sorely understaffed. We really need to do some recruiting or something like that."
I think that recruiting would definitely be a start. I'm sorry, Maggie, continue.
Just two things. The goblin attacks and such were within the city or beyond the walls?
Well, during that whole period when we were being ushered into the slaughterhouse here, says Lieutenant Donald, the few of the little goblins and the surrounding hills came in to steal people's shoes and purses and things like that. And of course, those little leaper creatures have been seen all over the place, trying to bite people's faces off. They're not quite tough, but they do need to be dealt with. And I think recruiting would be a good idea.
Agreed.
I do agree with this. I know that King Cyril, while he is, perchance, I don't know if he's going home or anything, but he also may be able to help train archers and whatnot as well, correct? If you would be willing.
Are you looking at when you say that?
Yeah, I would look over. If he is willing to do so, this is nothing that we're going to force on him.
So he still has that troubled brow that he had before.
Yeah.
He sort of sighs. He says, if you wish it, I will help. I do have a personal mission, but I can certainly spend some time to try to train a new force of guards."
I understand having a personal mission, but I think that you and your crew are particularly skilled archers, and while we do still need men on the ground, having a good archer fleet as well might be something that would be good. Maybe even opening a free not a free recruitment, but a free training to see if you can find some skilled individuals within the castle wall or within the city walls, and not only that, but training others to use a bow and how to defend themselves might also help the people feel a little more independent.
Yeah, so he says, and looking at Yllaxis, he says, I owe you heralds my life, and so be it. No, we will help. We do have our mission, but we will help.
If we were to perhaps offer a very good sort of system of payment and probationary period, of course, but we talked to some members of the Thieves Guild who perhaps just fell out of sorts because of the positions in the world of poverty. That
You hear someone say, "Objection! Objection! A thieves guild is an improper term," says Myron over here. He says, "We are known as the community pantry, and we serve the poorer quarters of the city. No, we're not thieves. That's quite an offensive suggestion."
Well, we were never told anything different. We appreciate that you have
Just-
come here to describe yourselves to us.
I just don't know if there's enough money in the tax and treasury department to do this.
Boom,
Myron.
roasted.
Remember that time you took that money?
I would love to be able to incorporate you into part of this order. Just don't know if we have the funds.
Dean Wickerman, he says, "Well, surely you've been adventuring all over the countryside. You must have amassed quite a hoard of treasure."
Sure, we
Joke's
have
on
some
you.
money. Would it be able to fund an entire force to give these guys and gals a respectable life?
Not
Could
to
definitely-
mention that's not sustainable for the future of Carthan. We won't always be here to bankroll the entire city. We're just 6 people, or at most 6. Presently, there's only 4 of us here.
That's
Dr-
definitely
He
Dromik-
says, "I recall seeing one of your number in a garbage pile outside."
Dromik
Yes,
is going to
so
chime in
you
and
can
just say,
imagine how much money
yeah.
he has.
Dromik's going to chime in and say, Kiff and I bought a house. Because we needed to.
And that was their investment in the city. But that is a paltry amount, and again, not sustainable. You must work on developing your own infrastructure with your citizens.
Uh, Kiff will turn to Yllaxis and Dromik. And he'll turn to Maggie too, but Maggie doesn't know Draconic quite yet, so Kiff will kind of give her a signal like, you'll get the Cliffs Notes later. And he will say in Draconic, don't you two have a particularly grumpy elf friend down south who has gone through a similar situation to this? Who might be
I
able to
was
lend a hand?
actually
Matt
going
said
to.
before realizing he's going to have to dual wield characters.
It's not like you've never done that before, Matthew.
Oh, God forbid.
I was thinking about that in particular. I was going to ask Marilinda to scry on him just to see how he's doing. But I think I would also like to see what we could do because we should try to extend a network between Carthan and Codwake,
I
as these
agree.
are the two strongholds we have right now.
I very much
Lady
agree.
Codway says, "I think that's an excellent idea." She says, "I've heard wonderful things from that gnome. That gnome on Comic. He's
Oh,
really
yeah.
impressive. I hear he's just
what's his name?
transforming the town. All sorts of ships are coming in there."
And not only is he transforming the town, I know that I've heard from my party, of course, that there is quite the group in charge who have been doing a fairly good job starting with very little to no guard. They might be able to give you some ideas of how to do this on a larger scale, especially since one of the members used to be part of our group.
Okay, so to summarize, you want to like them to contact Codwig for support.
I think the best way to put it is contact Codwake to see what they did with their force of guards.
Well, I mean, I would definitely say open up channels and like
And
try
that too,
to
yeah, try
start.
to group wealth and
Yeah, I would say open channels, strengthen the bonds between the cities so we can kind of fortify this like western patch of the
Precisely.
empire or former
make it
empire.
unified.
And also they can lend resources to each other to help
Right.
strengthen both cities. I
Right,
will
exactly.
also note on the subject of recruitment for the guard, I think that in this particular battle, we were greatly assisted by what the city has historically deemed some of the lesser folk, not my words, what this city has deemed, such
Lord
as
Bean says that's right. It was the dwarves who saved all of our asses in this town, and then he and Yukadra kind of high five
the
each other.
dwarves helped and the scale folk also helped. I think that it would perhaps be wise when recruiting for the guard to recruit a more diverse pool that reflects the citizens in Carthan,
Everybody kind of nods and
I
agrees.
agree with this. Yes.
I think that's a great idea, Maggie.
and that all recruits should be rewarded equally.
Yes.
Okay, and
think
so
we're gonna
governor
get
says,
onto
okay,
that.
so governor says we'll allocate the tax money to the guard as a priority.
Well, so what are our options to be allocating to? Because I think the guards is probably a high priority, as well as buildings if possible. But I think that the number one thing currently is protection.
Yeah.
mean-
So I mean, if you get the guards, I mean, if you think about it, like this is not Kiff speak, but whatever. Think about it like a modern military. You have the army, which in turn has the Army Corps of Engineers who build shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
agree. It's strength training
Mercy
to
said
work
he
on
was-
the
Yes.
building.
There's a bunch of holes in the walls in various places that we gotta fix.
Yeah, I think that will be manageable if you have the correct protections as well as the correct amount of strong people.
And
think-
who's
Or
better
resource-
at fixing holes in walls than
Than
dwarves?
dwarves. Yes.
That and perhaps the wizards at the wizarding school with their abilities.
Oh
could
yes, shaping
help
stone.
reinforce- Yes, shape
You
stone.
say that,
Wall
but
and
Dean says,
stone.
certainly,
that's
I can
memory
summon
recalls in the
some
battle.
elemental to assist.
What was that? I'm sorry, Charles.
Dean says, certainly, I can conjure all sorts of creatures to assist us. And Stanley rubs his little hands together and cackles.
I'm just gonna say, as long as those creatures are well contained, I think it would be okay. Because I do understand how things can get out of hand very quickly with one bump into someone else, let's say that.
Mercy's glaring at him. She says, I wish I could do all of these things at once, but I can't be everywhere at once. She looks kind of tired.
Mercy, that is something that we have been trying to figure out ourselves for a very long time. As long as your heart is in the right place, you can do as much as you can possibly do, but don't stretch yourself too thin.
Yeah. You do an important job already. You heal many sick. You keep doing that, make cities stronger.
Yeah. So Governor Cattell says that's a great segue. Next question: What do we do about this plague? Mercy says, "Will you speak on it?" And she says, "Yeah." So it seems to be mutating a little bit every day, and it's really tough for me to cure everyone. It seems like there's just a few more people sick each day. It's hard to get a handle on it.
Does Marcia, do you have anything to say about this plague? I know you did some research on some of the things that we gave you. Would you be able to talk on this?
Should I, as a game master, assume that you share all of your information with Marcia?
Yeah, we've pretty much
We've-
shared everything with her.
We also
yeah, go ahead.
said that we gave her that stuff to see if she could replicate
Yes.
the
Okay.
antidote.
So
Antidotes.
He says, based on those letters, this brew mother person is the one who's creating this. So if we get to her laboratory or lair or whatever, perhaps we will be able to reverse engineer it. Until that time, she says, I am confident if we can find a living gaunt and milk it, then we should be able to cure the plague in this city at least.
That is going to be the hard part. Do we want to come out and talk about where Gaunts would perhaps live?
I mean, many people kind of almost saw it firsthand.
Yeah, that is true. This Gaunt and many creatures that you have seen working with the Imperials are from a plane called Zan, correct? Yes, Zan. Am I saying that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can spell it Xan or
Xan, Zan. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was Zan, and that I'm not talking out my booty. So Zan is very dangerous. I know both Kiff and Maggie have been there, correct? Or well,
We
maybe
went
perhaps
somewhere
something like that. But it is
where there was a
particularly hostile. It also seems, being an expert in animals to a point, it seems as if these gaunts have a very hard time living in our air and our ecosystem. It seems to almost melt them.
Yeah, Dean speaks up. He says, as I was, spying on those evil experimenters at the school, they were using those underground portals, with those big brass doors to get to this plane of Zen, and they kept going back and forth. And Lady Bacchus before her untimely demise by the very attractive Maggie's hand.
It was not my hand.
Oh, of
I
course.
forget
of
who
course.
it was.
It was Yllaxis.
It was Yllaxis, you're right.
He looks a
I
little
give
embarrassed.
credit where credit is due.
He's
But that's fine. I understand, rumors, they get twisted. I'm sure have heard of many
Yeah.
great deal things incorrectly.
He's
It
the lovely
happens.
lady in shining armor, I'm sure. He says, as I was, helping out the resistance and spying on them and everything. So they go to this place called Zen, and they had some spell they used so that they could do it. The high ranking officials that. He says, I've actually done some divination. We unfortunately lost our best divination professor in the scuffle, but I was able to appropriate her, scrolls and books and notes and items and things, and I was able to cast some divination spells about this very topic.
Care to share?
There is an artifact. There's 2 copies of it. It's called the Staff of Respiration. One of them, I believe, is in the Sunken Gith City. The other one is in the Valley of Gan. And it will allow, when a spellcaster concentrates on using it, it will create a breathable oxygen. So it can be used to visit this plane of God.
See,
Right.
is it ritualistic? So I'm just trying to understand. Is it like it appears around the caster and that's all?
He says that I got this information by speaking to a very shy planar entity who wishes to remain anonymous.
Oh, I see.
Yes, but I assure you it is correct. I don't have much information, but what I do have is correct, so I'll add it here.
The good thing is
Just-
we are planning to perhaps make a trip to the Valley of Gaunt. So that will be something we are looking for if we are to, say, go to Zan and be able to get a live Gaunt for you all.
But also, are there any records on where the sunken Gith city is located?
Oh, precisely. It's about 1 mile to the southwest of Codwick.
Under the sea, then, I presume.
Under the sea, about 600 meters depth. She wasn't specific. My friend, that is.
This is I mean, Yllaxis and all of us probably remember there is the diving
Yep, I
Dwarf
remember
brothers.
that. I'm
No, I call them the diving dwarf brothers. I don't remember their
confirming.
names.
Yeah,
it's
but
very-
they told us they found something. I just want to make sure that, based on records, it seems like that is the place, so we don't waste our time going there.
Yeah, that's good call.
And then,
That checks out.
quick, kind of out of character question. Based on the number of times that we've run into Gaunts and like where we've run into them and the creatures that were with them, is it reasonable to assume, or do we know that Gaunts are considered aberrations or not? Is that like a no? You have no idea.
Well, I mean, the definition of aberration is it doesn't belong in this world. So, I think yeah.
Okay, so then my question is,
It's adapted to a
Dromik,
different.
right? Dromik, you're very proficient in conjuration, and so is are you, Dean Wickerman?
I think different conjuration, but
you-
yes.
I'm casting a wide net here. Bear with
Yes.
me. One of you perhaps summon. I believe there are ways to summon aberrations in a controlled environment.
I
One
have
of you
never summoned an
specifically-
aberration, but I can see if that is possible. Let me
Perhaps if we can summon a gaunt, like you summon your other creatures from this plane or not from this plane, then we.
I've only ever
might be able
summoned
to
creatures
hold
from this
off.
plane, personally. But I
Do elementals count as from this plane?
well, technically I guess not. Elementals are
Technically, say, but true, that too.
Yeah, I guess it depends, but I mean, like,
Carolyn says,
Yeah.
may I put in here?
please.
He said, there is a spell called Gate.
Ah,
The spell
yes.
Gate will allow you to summon pretty much anything from almost anywhere to
Oof.
right to your doorstep.
Yeah, that's a ninth
Unless
level
I'm
spell,
mistaken,
Careless.
that is the 9th level spell, is it not?
He says, yes. I also have a friend in the Feywild, and she has told me that there is such a scroll in the Gith ruins. And he says that she told me that we should never go to the Valley of Gan. It is a cursed place, and it is far too dangerous.
Mm.
They said many adventurers have gone there and never returned. And
We have heard
Lord
it's
Haskell's
pretty
nonsense. My old friend Sasha operates a little trading post up on the mountains, right over the valley. It's fine. Careless says, I strongly encourage you. You should go to the ruins of the Gith, and you will not only find the scroll of Gate, but he says if you retrieve it, I will help gain the alliance of the Fey Courts in your final battle.
Does sound rather tempting.
No, let's definitely put a pin in that. But that's
Yeah,
definitely
that is a good
move
choice.
towards the top of the deck.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That has now that is now like, which do we go? Do we go Gaunt or do we go diving? Because now diving is sounding better and better. If we can.
Diving gets us a gaunt. It basically sounds like.
Right, that's what
Actually,
it
I think
seems
you meant
like.
the Valley of
The
Gaunt.
Valley of Gaunt. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Oh,
Not the same word.
Gant.
It's
It's Valley Gant.
And
That's
the N is called
yeah.
G-O-N-T.
Oh, okay. There's no T at the end of Gan.
and gaunt.
Completely
Got
different,
it.
completely fictional concept.
Gant
Right.
and gaunt.
Yeah, no, there's no T. It's Gan and Gaunt. Yeah?
Yes.
Sorry, I was hearing it as Gant. So I was saying Gant, but I wasn't sure if that was different. There is no T. Good to know. Thank you.
Good enough. Okay.
Well, I
It's Gan.
do agree that this is. Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I do agree that this is something we should definitely follow these avenues for a long-term solution. But as a short-term solution, do we know how people are becoming infected? Is it through the water supply, through the air? In Codwig, it was through the water. But
so Mercy says it's hard for me to tell. I'm not much of an alchemist myself. I've been working with Marcia, who's very dedicated, but she's also researching all sorts of other topics, and she can't dedicate all the time to this. Mercy says I'm just putting all my energy into it right now. It's true. We think it's transmitted through water. It's also through coughing, and there's some cases that are kind of hard to explain, almost magical. Maybe, I'm not sure. The governor says, maybe move on, please. There's many topics here.
Maybe tomorrow I take some time with the spell detect disease and try to tweet that out. But let's move on. Yes,
I think that could be a good beginning to figuring this out, but we have some work to do with it.
I think we've exhausted this topic.
Yes.
The governor says it is clear that one of our most loyal lords is not here. That is Lord Baroness. He has vanished, and we want to know, Heralds, do you think this is something we should be concerned about? And if so, do you think you want to handle it, or do you think we should handle it? Lord Baroness was the captain of the guard. He was last seen being under some sort of house arrest by the Imperial agents, and then they carted him off to the West Hills Training Center, along with about 90% of the guards, and then we haven't heard anything since.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we need to handle that with some divine help, perhaps.
Yeah.
These people.
Can you? Sorry. So what is your plan with that? Out of character, if you don't mind.
I don't have a fully formulated plan. I think we need to go and.
What's your thought process? I guess is a better way to put it.
Yeah, I don't quite know what King Cyril and the cleric Kira were planning, though I do know that Kira had wanted us to expose the fiends in the past for
Yes.
what they were. So I think any kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
people who are good at getting rid of fiends, like some
Holy
people.
people. Yes.
Clerics.
Holy
Uh,
humans. Holy anything.
what else do
Oh,
we
I don't
have?
know what
Honestly,
Yeah.
There have been a bunch of new clerics, newly promoted clerics recently. We have Professor Windblossom became a cleric of Ogma. We have
Oh, okay, yeah.
Saffron. We
Well-
have who else? We have Tip, not Kip.
Tip.
Tip became a cleric of
Yes.
Turtleneck,
Tip is now a.
and
I think
Norris here became a cleric of Tempest. So there are some clerics, newly fashioned clerics.
well, I do think that this is a somewhat delicate situation since there were rumors of devils and fiends trying to get to him, and perhaps those who are of a holy inclination and are not easily persuaded to turn to another influence would be most helpful in this endeavor. But everyone else, we should perhaps you should focus your efforts on making sure that this passion cult or other
Mm.
fiend and devil worship within the city does not stretch
Continue.
out too much. Yeah, does not. I can't think of the word in English. Like spread.
Yes.
Lieutenant Donald makes a big sign. He says, "Yep, we'll add that to the to-do list. It's on there."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the good news is if we're able to somehow handle that situation, you might have more guards. Maybe. We'll see.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Perhaps. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Well,
We don't want to think about that one.
yes.
Ugh.
Okay. So the governor says, "So you guys are gonna handle that, or are you gonna assign someone else? Because I don't know if it's a problem." He says it kind of makes me
The
nervous thinking
passion
about it."
cult problem.
Is that, or just what even happened to our Lord and Protector and his men, his hundreds of men?
Let's see
It
here.
it
Out of
seems
character, I feel like
God.
it has to be us. Cause
Yeah.
I also out
Because
of
otherwise
character. I
it's
kind of
gonna
agree with
fucking
that.
lose.
We're gonna need to at the very least check that out.
Yeah.
Maybe before
we
we
kinda
leave on a
do.
really big
So-
trip.
So the
when
good
we
news
left them,
is,
yeah.
if we do end up going north of the Valley of Gan, the West Hills Training Center is just south of the Valley Pass.
Yes.
It also is like right near Carthan.
Yeah,
So
it's
we can just go out and then go down.
These are the closest objective. Like going to the Sunken City would be days' time.
Well, right, yeah, it would
Uh,
take time, but
Not if
dependent
we
on how
walk
fast.
through trees.
Yes,
We
True.
can just go back to Codwig and then take a boat out there.
You
and
are
we already
right.
know the people who have the diving equipment there. So, but yes, there.
but it's something we could
things
do first.
Are all over the map.
It's if we do go to the valley though, it's almost like a two birds one stone situation.
Okay, so the heralds agreed to take care of that, or at least investigate. I'm calling you guys the heralds now.
Yeah.
Yeah, please feel free.
No, that's exactly what we want. It's perfect.
Okay, checked off the agenda. Next topic. Let's see. He says, oh yeah, he says, so how shall we reform the city government? He says, was appointed by order of the emperor. Of course, I am extremely humble, and everybody starts kind of talking at once, and Dwarvy says, "No, the dwarves need a voice," and then people start arguing, and Mercy, and a lot of people say, "Oh, Mercy's so beautiful and perfect and nice, she should be in charge," and Mercy's saying, "No, no, no."
I think we've all witnessed what happens when one person is in charge. And I just look around the room at everyone who, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't
think
need to
that
feel
having we all just fought the one person in charge.
Lady Chandra sashays out from behind the governor, and his wife glares at her, and she says, "Perhaps we should let the people choose." And the governor says, "Oh yes, Lady Chandra, you're so wise."
I like that idea, but there should be multiple people in charge in different ways. Perhaps it operates more like
a
parliamentarian.
council
Perhaps
Yeah, a group.
a council,
with the
and one
representative.
person amongst the council is elected leader.
I like that.
Well, I think that the council or the parliament, not of vowels, should have a representative from each group within the city so that everyone is equally represented. And
The dean says an excellent idea, Maggie. I shall represent all of the wizards in the wizard school.
Oh,
As the
no,
most powerful wizard.
I think
wizards
we
should
should
be
vote
able
on
to
that.
vote who that is.
indeed, the representatives should be voted upon. I mean, it's not fair for us to just determine. That defeats the whole purpose of, designating a representative.
So you mean
We
like
have
by
to-
districts or something?
We
That
could
would
do
work.
by district, because then you're having a by where, and encompass outside of the town as well. I say call each district what it is, like the intercity as well as the outer city has, like, say, like we do it in like France does it, arrondissements, little groups, and each group has a pool of votes, and they all are equal. Yeah, or they're dependent
would
on
also-
population. I don't
What a lot
fucking
of
know.
European countries do.
Yeah,
It's
that.
exactly a great idea.
Also want to suggest, like, we've had one of our main concerns has been that, like, Scalefolk or other groups have not been treated fairly. So I think that there should be perhaps representatives from different, like, I don't want to say races, but
Different groups of
like we
people.
want to make sure that it's not just like, oh, it's this district, and then certain
Fair
representatives
enough,
pushed
yeah.
out of representing, their
Yes. I understand
So
that.
there's, to summarize, there's some doing that the more rich, wealthy people are kind of opposed to that, but then eventually Mercy is very strongly in favor of it, so they agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We
So no slavery or indentured servitude, right?
Absolutely not.
I
Not
think that's a
one.
big no. Yeah.
And equal representation of.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on swiftly. So Gaius, has been able to interject if I nominate myself as not the governor, but maybe the speaker of this council, and then when I retire, then we can vote on another one.
I think that a speaker, at the very least, someone who is used to talking to groups of people, I think that is okay.
But
Well,
yeah, someone
I
needs
think
to
an
kind of
speaker
drive
is more.
everyone around.
They're the person who's in charge, the parliamentarian and such. That's kind of what I was getting at. I think that makes total sense. Your role is more of, maintaining order and making sure the government runs rather than creating the rules.
a moderator, some might say. You moderate discussions and perhaps are the one to share the results or not. I don't know about the sharing the results, but yes.
Okay, so I believe that's all the topics related to Carthan. The next question is, he says, what do we do about this brutal empire that wished to sacrifice us all to some sort of demon portal thingy?
Well, you
What are we
renounce
going to do about
first
all
of all.
that?
That is a
He
loaded
says,
question.
I have a list of speakers, but he says that I think the herald should speak first if they have any ideas, and then other people can nominate ideas if they like.
Well, we have a city up in the north. We have a smaller town in the south on the westernmost side of the empire.
And Marcia speaks up and she says, yes, and we got a letter saying that the Nulls were having an uprising in the town of Shalat.
Still going
So-
on.
If we get Carthan and Codwick, in cahoots, potentially, I don't know if they can start bringing representatives down into the Grumbog and maybe talks, start some talks with those peoples and have a united Western Front. They can
Lord
all
Beast,
each
what
help
the
themselves.
Grumbog? There's nothing but werewolves and ogres and trolls in there. It's quite a nasty place.
And your point, I have worked with, well, not ogres, but orcs.
I've worked with an ogre before. A man had a toothache back in the capital.
Oh, yeah.
Kiff
they're
says,
all a bit surprised by it. But I've never met a civilized ogre.
Kiff said, very good man was werewolf. Died yesterday for all you.
That
There's
is
a
true.
moment of Marcy says, this is true. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, so just to be clear, are you guys saying you you guys are gonna go try to get the ogres together, or you might want to delegate that to
No,
someone
I
that
think
just
we
just
were.
I
Yeah.
think that's a more of a long-term project. I think for now, Carthon being kind of the trading capital. I mean, Codwick being kind of the trading capital of the West currently, and Carthon having more of a kind of a stronghold. You know, if we get them united, and I don't know, maybe blow the guard gate or capture the guard gate that is over the river to the east side of the city. If
Okay.
they can control that area, then that's one whole united front that will allow trade to go up into Carthon, so supplies can come from Codwick and vice versa. You know, the dwarves can mine up in Carthon, bring stuff down to them, troops, etc., supplies. Then they have at least a united area there that, when the time comes, they could potentially push eastward.
Yeah, everyone
I
is
agree.
stunned at Kiff's eloquence and his
I
having
feel like
such a
he would be
confidence.
speaking in Draconic to Yllaxis, and Yllaxis would be telling everyone this. Correct?
Translating. Yes.
It would be a process, but it would get through.
Kiff learned thing or two from smart people, you know.
Marcia says, "I think that sounds like a great idea. I think since we do want to do it relatively quickly, having something like an airship, or if not an airship, then a method of quick travel would be really helpful in
An
executing.
airship would be awesome. I
It
think
would.
that's on the agenda.
I
Go
would
ahead.
also say, granted that we don't know exactly how long it will take to get an
Yeah.
airship, if for
Gonna take some
starters,
time.
strengthening and fortifying both Carthon and Codwake, and perhaps having a boat travel, a ship travel east, either towards Shalott or New Tantris, to establish kind of a workaround, um, until we can take back the capital. I know
Oh, yeah,
the
like
south
a
and
trade route,
Yeah, like a
yeah,
probably
route.
more of a
like if
long
we
roundabout trade route through the
yeah,
sea.
if we can't go by land because we'd have to bypass or they can't go because they'd have to go around the capital, then going by sea. Um, because I know it was like a day or two to get from Codwake to the capital by boat. So Shalott would be like four
Probably like
days. I mean, it
4.
would be about a week, but
Can
at least spreading the
somebody
word.
pull up a map? I'm sorry, I
Should
can't
be
access computer. Could someone just put the map somewhere?
Oh, I could do that.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
So, Dean says, actually, Marcia told me about this airship. He says, are you set upon using the airship as your main transportation? Would you be using teleports or some other method?
We have multiple methods of travel, though I think getting the airship up and running is a hope of at least some of our party.
But do you have teleportation circles set around the Empire? Yes, is that something that are their sigils set up to allow for
Perfect. Thank you.
transportation via circles?
Dean takes a deep breath and he sighs. He says, well, I mean, not quite. He says, well, he says, the truth is, what they would use to get around is not teleportation circles, according to my research of Lady V's old documents, which I have appropriated. They used Zan itself as a way to get around the land very quickly, because it is sort of a much smaller plane, if that makes any sense, and it can be used as a shortcut. They thought teleportation secret circles would not be secure enough, and they use a certain bejeweled key to open these gateways to Zan.
Kiff turns to Maggie and goes, shiny metal door.
Maggie just nods.
So, and was there just one key or were there multiple? Do you know?
He says a few of the High Council members had these keys, only a few at a time.
Yeah.
Not many were created. He says, I know the High Sorceress, and of course the Emperor has one.
Well,
He says, if you were planning to use the airship, I did do some research on that topic.
I think I know just the person who might want to know about this research. Though
You
he's
could go out and
currently
get him
not
from the garbage
here.
if you wanted to, but you don't have to.
Oh dear.
I
As much as I
my
do want to do
inclination
that,
is more to get the information and then
give it
share
to
it with
him.
Fontiev
Yeah.
after, perhaps in a way that is more suited to the general group's needs because he's not.
Whatever you want to do.
But
Okay.
yeah.
So the dean says I have read about the been much theorizing about how to make such a ship. You need a very big source of power to ensure they can actually fly.
Hmm.
And I've researched a few options for this, and he's gonna write them down. First, he says my planar friend told me with absolute certainty that there is something called the vanimetry in the Valley of Gun that is a source of infinite energy that could certainly do it.
Interesting.
He says then we could make a deal with my friend Stanley here for a certain quantity of trapped souls, which would provide enough energy to do the job.
Or not do that.
He says then
Yeah.
I've also heard of rumors of I'm going to call it a giant meditation stone created by the Gith for that purpose.
Mhm.
It will be found in their ruin.
May I ask, do you believe that there are Gith souls trapped within the meditation stone?
He says this is information from my friend, and her the well. He hesitates a little bit every time he almost mentions her name. He says I trust her with my life, and Stanley kind of pokes him. But he says, I do believe her information is true. It doesn't have all the information, but she's never been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Not to me, not to our late and beloved Dr. Wesley, who was the divination professor.
So,
is there
did
anything
your
else?
friend imply that the Gith meditation stone contains Gith souls, or no?
She said it was purely a crystallized thought, is what you might call it.
Ah.
She said it was intended to be used as a weapon of some kind, but it never came to pass. Okay. He says that's if you do decide to go the airship route, which you may not need to.
So I think that's the thing that we would like to do, but it's okay if it. Well, no, it's not okay if it doesn't happen. I think we're all just kind of like, there are options. That is one of our many options.
Yeah. I think we're going to need to go out and reassess where we'll be going next, where we'll be finding allies. For now, work on fortifying Carthage, create your trade routes, connections with Codwake to help solidify this in the west, and within the next few days, wherever we are, we'll try to send you an update on how to proceed next.
Okay, sure. So let's see. Is there anything else everybody really wants to say? Oh yeah, Professor Windblossom does speak up. She says, "I wish to tell you one more thing that I have found. I received visions from the god Ogma, god of knowledge.
We've met her before. Well, we've heard of her before. Please.
Wait,
Yes.
are you sure?
I thought she wasn't she the one that punched.
No, that was
Oh,
Grumba.
Oh, Grumba. I'm sorry. Oh,
Totally.
listen, gods are hard for me. In real life and also Dromik. Continue.
There's so many
We
fictional
need gods at different
things right here.
continents.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She says, I must agree with Marcia. She says, Ogma spoke to me that the Gnolls once fought against this very beast creature, and they developed a poison that could actually kill this creature, called the xenotoxin. And if you do intend to go up against it, you must go there. And they have many fantastic power sources as well.
And now where is
What
this?
creature are you referring to? The Emperor?
It is this beast to whom the Emperor wanted to deliver us all
Oh,
as
the
sacrifices.
beast.
The beast. Gotcha.
His boss, if you will.
Yes.
Now I understand. Yes.
Okay. And then none of the other people are so eager to speak up, but they all say, if you want any advice or thoughts, you can always ask.
So currently, have you posted in our Discord kind of what we're going to be looking, or no?
You talking
Oh,
to me?
okay. Okay. No. Yeah, I'm looking stuff in.
There's a lot.
Sean requested me to post the map, so I did post the maps.
That's
It
perfect.
was
that's
very
perfect.
helpful. Thank you. I needed
That's
that
great.
because I was not able to get on.
Yeah. So
It's in the role play.
let's discuss. If our party is okay with discussing it semi-openly with the people who are here, we should kind of discuss the next steps for us as pertaining to this city, right? So we have a couple of options. Our options are either go take a look at the knolls, go to Gan, or go towards the sunken city. Now, all three of these are good first options, but we also have to keep in mind that we need to check out this devil freedom, whatever we're going to call it, as well as we're going to have to be aware of what was the other thing to look at? Other time sensitive thing.
It didn't come up in our discussion today, though. I'd made a note. We needed to discuss the hospital.
Yes, how that's gonna work.
Dealing with that and the experiments that have been going on there, and getting rid
Yes.
of any threats, and then also unlocking the underground passages.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
Getting a
two.
gaunt.
Yes.
Getting a gaunt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting
maybe
a
there's
gaunt.
a gaunt in the hospital. Let's go look.
That could be true. So, okay, can we possibly make like checklist of things that we're trying to do in order? Because there's too many things for my brain to handle currently.
So yeah. So if maybe we can discuss in like sections out loud and then
Yes.
write what we decide in the role play or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
So first I think we need to talk about like what things we as a party or what we need to delegate to like finish in Carthen.
Yeah.
Or Carthen adjacent areas, which I would include the Lord Baroness Passion Cult, whatever happened to the
business.
guards, as a Carthen adjacent issue.
Yeah. Carthen adjacent issue.
So
I agree.
we have the fiends / Baroness / guards. That's one and probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's probably the
Others,
most immediate thing.
yeah. Others are the Hospital of Hope, dealing with
What exactly
stopping.
about the Hospital of Hope? Find me.
They were doing experiments. We never went in to like fully investigate.
Yeah, we left it sealed up.
Right,
Yeah, we
just
sealed it.
basically just clearing it out.
We have to probably, yeah. So
That might
like,
be
there
the
might
first
be
thing we
manglers
should
in
do.
there. I think that should
might be a
the
today
first, because
thing.
it's
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's like we can try to do that tonight.
Yeah.
And then the third one, at least that I had on my list, was unlocking the underground passages. There were those like brass-ish walls that had been put up. Stop like underground transportation. And now that we have the key, we can get rid of those. But I think that's gonna be a more like delvey type of thing, because who knows what we're gonna find down there.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, I just want to start writing down a list. Do you want me to type it out on a document and then paste a big document, or what do you?
You can use the wiki thing if you want, if that makes it easier than just this linear Discord. That's what it's for.
Yeah, that helps. Let me back to the main page.
I like how Fontiev is being very realistically passed out right now.
He might be
Yeah,
dying.
but at this point, like, feel free to chime in, everyone.
I'd say like make a quests not channel page.
I don't know
in
how to make
the
a channel.
hold on. I'm
I am
You want the Discord or the wiki?
the wiki.
Do it-
I can do it on the wiki page.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
Wikipedia inept, but I can type stuff in.
Okay, so
I think Elena's got it. Oh, you did?
I just
Oh, there it
made
is.
one
Quests.
for quests, and then
Oh, I see
I'm not bothering
quests
with
under
formatting for
yeah,
now.
above Carthan stuff.
So I'm just gonna do quests and then
Yes.
split it by like area. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna start with Carthan for now.
Perfect.
Beans/Baroness/cult.
Yes.
The only other thing I want to emphasize is you have now 13 days before the expected counterattack and the Shalot uprising is
I
crushed.
thought we said 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, sorry. 2 to 3 weeks minus 79% of a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, on that note, I wanted to mention this before. Can we start numbering the days in the like timekeeping Discord channel?
Okay.
Do we know when days have gone through?
Yeah, I mean, we can even say like this is day 1
Of this, yeah.
You know,
Let's-
after Carthan.
Let me
freedom
call it
or
20 days.
Yeah,
Just-
we'll do a doom
Okay.
counter.
Is it kind of like Charles? One thing that super stressed us out last time was there was like a counter
jump.
on Carthan, and that just stopped us from doing stuff. Is this this is just a general number? If you guys are like hanging
Just-
out,
I think I just need to know like what day we're on. I don't want like a minus to doomsday, because also if it's 2
Yeah,
to 3
fair
weeks,
enough.
it's kind of ambiguous. But if we
Yeah.
know what day we're on, we can kind of plan that out more and
Yeah.
not lose track
okay,
of
that's
time.
way better. That's way
Um,
better.
And not have it all sudden be like, oh hey, you have 5 days until the end of the world, because
yeah.
that was extremely stressful.
Yeah, it's honestly better for us to not know exactly until we find out
Yeah.
not now, but oh, it's happening in 2 days. Let's move towards Carthan and
Yeah.
fortify. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's,
fair.
it's
Yeah,
more
so
like I don't even know how many days it's been since we started the
Yeah.
like adventure.
Only been about
campaign.
3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
It's
let's
a comically large drink, Charles.
big
So,
drink.
all right. So
Oh,
if
you're looking at the video. Yeah.
Yes.
That is
It's
a
a
comically
big
He
large
has a
drink.
big drink.
It's what plants crave.
It is. It's what plants
Yes.
crave.
okay, so
Yeah,
I
let's talk
made
about
the quests page in the
Yes.
wiki. Right now, Carthan is the only thing there. We have
Yes.
Fiends, Baroness, Cult as one
Hospital
thing.
of
I said
Hope.
Deja Vu, Hospital of Hope, and then unlocking underground passages. That doesn't need to be all capitalized. but
We
whatever.
also should not for Carthan. This is the next area. We have let's split it. I'm gonna help you macro. So here are the
Yeah.
areas that we have. We have Carthan area. We have Gan. We have we could just call it it would be Sunken City. That's one.
Sunken City.
Both of those have are supposed to have a staff of respiration and some
Yes,
kind of
Gan
power source.
or Gan and or Sunken City both have a power source that could potentially be used for the airship. We have so those are two places that could we have I think similar options in both places. I know that Sunken City has the staff as well as potentially the scroll of gate that could have one of us summon a gaunt. Excuse me, my gosh.
And Dean says, "Oh, I forgot to mention, but each of those has also lots of other treasures. For example, the boots of haste are supposed to be
right, of
Well,
course.
and Charles already established with me that there's possibly a power source in the Sunken City that can power the airship as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's
the
they're
meditation
both
Both of those
power
locations.
sources. Yes. So either Gan or the Sunken City has a power source of some sort for the airship. So those are kind of that's kind of whichever way we decide to go. Another thing we need to think about is the Knoll people
Yep. And Shalot.
and Shalot.
No, I mean like they're in Shalot.
They're in Shalot. Yeah, in Shalot. That's
They're currently leading the resistance there, but they're not doing too well
yes.
without such superheroes as you guys.
So let's talk about let's make the decision now. Gan or Sunken City?
My vote's Gan.
Why?
And
We're,
so
we're
much
right here.
It does seem closer.
My vote is Sunken City. Hands down. Only because we have more there. There's going to be more benefit for our effort.
I will also say
We still have to be able to get down into the city, though. That's the problem.
We have the
the
diving. The
diving
diver
brothers.
brothers are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
There's two
Dwarven
people.
Diving Brothers.
Yeah, there are two people who can help us dive down. Plus, I can be like any number of swimming creatures.
Yep. The other thing is the Underdark. Aside from just a personal mission, one of the reasons that we'd wanted to go there beforehand was because they part of the like documents we'd seen before mentioned the Dark Elves or the Drow and the Gnolls having dealt with this like madness before, and we thought we would be able to
They
find
are both
information there.
able to deal with it. Or they both have dealt with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you remember that the ogres have a way to deal with it as well.
Right. So, I mean, we have multiple options. I say let's get everything out on the table and then we'll number them. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I'm sorry, Elena. What do you have currently?
So I have the 3 items for Carthan. Sunken Gith City. I
see this now. Yeah,
a little thing saying items to recover. I can save it for now.
Yeah,
so
I saw what you actually. I see what
Sunken
you.
Gith City. We have items to recover: Scroll of Gate, Staff of Respiration, Gith Meditation Stone. And then the other sections are Shalot, Underdark, and Valley of Gan. I know Valley of Gan has the just gonna do the same thing.
It has a Staff of Restoration and perhaps a power source for the
Venometry.
The Venometry. Thank you. I knew it
Boots
was.
of Haste.
And no, that's the Gith City.
No, I was told the Valley.
They said it was in the Valley
Even
of Gan.
told that, yeah.
I thought someone else
There's
just said it was
too
Gith
many
City.
words. No, the professor said.
Oh, okay. I thought he was
Valley of
referencing the Sunken City, not the Valley of Gan. Okay, that was my brain. Okay, so he
Many
did say
G
it was.
words.
Yes, so he did say the Boots of Haste are in the Valley of Gan.
Okay, and the Vanometry is the infinite power source.
Correct. It's another good power source for the blimp, the airship. In the Underdark, we have your duel, of course. We also can talk to the people in the Underdark about what's going on with the beast. Is that all of the stuff that we really need to cover currently?
Hold on.
Yeah, of course. You're typing stuff, and I really, really, really appreciate it. You've been
And just for reference, all these NPCs in here are at least do generally want to help you to some degree, so you can always ask them if you want help.
Right.
To some degree is the keyword.
Think
especially me.
Yes. So I'm thinking that both Mercy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh my God! Why didn't it? It's not being helpful.
There we go. I see it. I just refreshed it, and I could see everything. Maggie's idiot grandson ally with Drows. Right, and
and learn the history. If you refresh it, it's now.
Carolus said the Sunken Gith City would be where we could gain Fae allyship, correct?
He said that. So, do you want to ask him for more information?
Well, I know he said something about.
He said he could get the Fae courts on our side.
Oh, okay.
I think he said he would do that if we went to the Gith
City. Yes, I
So
thought
you
that
can
was.
just ask him for more information anytime. Like this is a
Yes.
downtime, so you can always talk to any of these people, and they're
Well,
happy,
I would.
happy to
I'm asking what he said a couple moments ago at the High Council, but he can reiterate. At this point, we are in the High Council. Could you
He would
possibly
reiterate
reiterate?
that, and he'd add that the Fade they really liked the Gift people, and they were sad to see them get so flooded.
Okay.
Frankly. And he said that there was a Fae who chose to stay and defend them, and that he was a good friend to them, and that he might still be there. He might be able to be rescued.
Okay. Okay. So that could potentially get Fae Court more on our side. That might be nice to do.
Can I have a question? Can I just pose the question? Why not do both? If we have time. I mean, I
No, I'm
know
not
we
saying
don't
not
have-
do any. I'm saying let's order them. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Now I understand. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I think they're all on the table 100%. They're all great things to do. I just am saying which ones do we prioritize first? Like, let's make a list. Well, so I'm thinking we do Carthan first cuz we're here. What so we're finished Carthan. Are we going to go Underdark next and then go from there, or what is everyone's thoughts on that?
I think when we leave here, we take the Underdark back and stop off and do Maggie's whole thing.
Okay, so it would go Carthan 1, Underdark 2. What's after that?
My vote is the Valley.
Okay. So you have 2 definitely for Valley, because I know Matt's still on Valley, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do the Valley too.
Okay, so do we want Valley?
Carlos warns you strongly not to go to the Valley.
Yeah, I know.
But Dean and a couple other people say that's a great. You should definitely do that. Dean's Lord Hastra says he has a friend there named Sasha, an old dwarf, who can tell you all about it.
Yeah. I'm not saying let's not do the Valley. I'm thinking I would prefer to do the Sunken City before the Valley, but that is just me. I'm not saying don't do either. I think we're just saying which one would we prioritize first. And I think both Roldan and Matt are prioritize Valley first before Sunken Gith. What would you prefer? Both Elena, Sean, and Rob as well. Do you have a preference, Rob?
I don't have a strong opinion. I think the Valley of Gan is closer, and Yllaxis would say that a good old drow with a vision from her goddess told her to check out the Valley of Gan. So
Okay.
Valley of Gan, and it's also closer. So it's a good one to do first.
I am neutral. So.
Okay. So that's fine. So we can do current order. If you wouldn't mind copying and pasting stuff, Elena, I think is Carthan, Underdark, Valley, and then do we want to do Sunken, then I can't say that last word, Slot, or Slot then Sunken?
Shalot.
Shalot.
It's like
Shalot.
but with an
Yes,
S.
Shalot.
Shalot is probably more pressing, and if we
I agree.
if we go to the valley, we can get the energy supply, so we can get an airship, and then take the airship to Shalot,
To
and
Shalot.
then
Yeah.
take it back to the sunken city, and
Okay.
then Bob's
Yeah.
your uncle.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
like, I feel like the
seems-
earlier we can get the airship up and running, the easier our lives will be
Yeah.
just getting around.
It seems
So,
more
yes,
expedient
but-
with that route.
Okay, so that's totally fine with me. I think we can do that. So Carthan, Underdark, Valley of Gan, airship, as a side note. Shalot, then Sunken City. Is that our order of operations, if you will? And then
I'd say for now, I think that sounds solid, and then we.
I'm gonna go with the answer PEMDAS.
PEMDAS, yes. What were you gonna say, Elena? I'm sorry. You said I think that's what we should go
I think
with.
we need to. I think that's a good plan to have for now, and then we'll need to see kind of what happens along the way.
Let's say this. This is our
revise as
order of
necessary if needed.
yes. This is our order of operations. Let's say to have, say, I know Careless is extremely good at Animal Messenger. He knows me and our party, and I trust him to a point. If Careless is seeing something wrong, he can send a messenger to us, and we will come back post haste. How does that sound? He also tends to be, if I'm not mistaken, more on the outskirts of the city. Yes, you and your group of people, though they are more than welcome inside the city. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he has said he feels more comfortable outside the city.
Careless is anti-city.
Exactly. So he
cities.
is much more in the outside of the city. So he might, in fact, see groups of people coming before the city does. So it might be beneficial to have him kind of on call, if you will, to warn us if he sees something headed towards the city. That makes sense?
Mhm.
So that we can maybe get there in the time that whatever threat gets to the city. Yeah? So I think that, and then we'll revise as needed. So that would be a huge help from Careless.
The plans will change.
Yes, I'm sure plans will change, but for now, this is a good start. Do we want to delegate any other tasks? Currently, we have defense of Carthan going through the Elf King and his people, as well as the current guard doing training / recruiting for all citizens of all types, not only humans. We have dwarven people helping fix things, because truly we have said that they have good craftsmanship, because of course they do. We have not really discussed what's going on with the Thieves Guild. We have said kind of that we don't have the money to fund them, or not the Thieves Guild, the group of people formerly known as the Thieves Guild. Community, whatever they're called.
Maybe we do have money, but Yllaxis
I'm
was
not
kind of
bankrolling
doing
them.
the bluff.
So
Yeah.
actually, Myron will go find the garbage pile that Fontiev is in. He'll kind of shake him away with a little kick to the cheek, and he'll say,
Oh,
"Hey,
no.
Fontiev, just thought you'd like to know our boys are on their way to rob your dear old dad. Keep you updated."
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
And they're gonna say it was you that did it.
Oops. I think Fontiev has
He says, and everything better be just the way you say it was.
I think it is.
Um,
He hasn't been back there in a while. He's just
Yeah, that's
I don't know what
going
my
on
daddy
it's
some
been a
has.
old
whole
information.
3.5 to 4 weeks.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot can
A lot
change.
can change.
Yeah.
Hey, all we have to do is go 4 blocks.
All you have to do is go 4
1
blocks.
year later.
But yeah, no, go ahead.
There's always more things. In terms of people to speak to and delegating, one thing is we should probably, this is not a delegating thing, but talk to King Cyril about what his mission is, and also
yes.
talk to him about the Black Pharaoh, because he had some kind of negative revelation, and I feel like we should talk to him about that. Just saying.
I agree. No, I agree. We should catch up with him and see how he's doing. So that could be a quick thing to do.
So that's one thing.
Perhaps after the Hospital of Hope, we take some time, or some of us take some time to go see the elves in the tavern area where those elfin people
He's
sing.
also right here in the room.
I mean, yeah, if you want to talk to him now, that's also the case. Like after, as soon as the meeting's
Yeah,
over, just grab him.
they're all now like enjoying the muffins and coffee in the other room.
Right, yeah, we're all kind of milling. Okay.
There's a continental breakfast, okay?
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
now would be the time to talk to him. Great.
Now would be the time. And then just one thing before we get completely sidetracked.
Yes.
Marilinda and some of the other like more naturey resistance folk, maybe
Yes.
other than Careless, if on their way helping establish the like trade route relations with Codwake, if they want to try and see about, you know, getting the ogres or the folk in the grub bog to join the cause,
Yeah.
that might help
Or at
speed
least
things up.
not
Just 'cause,
murder
you
the
know,
cause.
nature people, yeah,
Yeah.
nature people, they can do that, right? I don't trust Carolus to do it alone. Is why I mentioned
I
Merlinda.
honestly at this point, Careless has kind of gotten less jagged to me now that I understand what he wants. But he wants people to not be in this city. And we'll come to that bridge when this city is safe. But we'll talk. Like I'm not necessarily opposed to it as long as we get to see what's going on first and the town agrees to it. You know what I mean? But that's like a ways off. But I do understand why you wouldn't want just him going.
Yeah.
He could for sure help, but I think if he's doing like lookout stuff with his crew, maybe having like the smaller group of the resistance at least meet them halfway, or have some people in Codwake meet them, because those people in the Grump Bog will probably try to hijack carriages and things. So if they can make some type of deal
I
or
agree.
something with them, it
And-
might be best.
And Marilinda's helped in Codwake and stuff anyway, so she's had
Right.
to travel here. So
She
I
might
put
know
that
even a
as
safe
like helping.
passage.
Yeah, helping secure the like travel routes between
Yes.
Codwake and Carthen.
Okay, so you want to assign them to do that? Just confirm.
Yeah,
I think
our like
assign
little...
at least Marilinda and part of the resistance
Mhm.
as part of like helping secure trade routes between Carthen and Codwake. Maybe
Yes.
Okay, I think we stationed Tara at Codwake, but she and Marilyn could team up and go try to
Yeah,
talk to the
yeah.
ogres.
I mean, people need to go back and forth between the two places now
Right.
to help establish things.
The trade
It's
path.
1046. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So they can work on that, approaching from both ends and helping maybe make some allies along the way
Yeah.
to secure the region. There.
Okay,
Cool.
so they're all gonna try that. They're all gonna like certainly try that, as Matt Mercer says. So,
they're all gonna die. Please don't die for dumb reasons.
I don't think you guys are gonna be able to predict what happens, but anyway. So
Oh,
that's
no idea,
a
so.
sign. Mercy, she looks quite tired. I don't think she was a big focus. Like all the people are very impressed with her. Everybody likes her. She is if you're not giving her any instruction, she's going to probably try to stay out of politics and just focus on.
I think that
healing
that's
and
that's a very good idea for Mercy to do her job as a healer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she's like a very exhausted superhero type of person.
Oh,
You know?
Yes. I totally understand.
Yes.
What
So
is
she
the
heals people?
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
I'm just wondering what spell is it? Walk in trees, or what is the walk in
There's
spell?
tree stride and then there's transport via plants. It's two different spells.
Tree stride is
The long
just
range one is
person.
transport by plants.
Transport by plants is the one. Thank you.
That is level 6 and any distance on the same plane, which is ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, but I only have one transport by plants, so we can only go one way.
Yep. And you have to have
And
like
it's the whole
seen
party.
that plant
Yes,
before.
I've
so
had
it's,
to see the plant, or it has to be somewhere that I have seen before, correct?
And you can shove as many people into the hole as you can fit in 6 seconds.
Yes.
So it's great for like an emergency trip back to Codwake, for example.
Right, but then I have to give
or
up
not
heal.
emergency, but like it's
That's the thing.
I mean, like
if
a transport day. Or
yes,
travel
if we're
day.
traveling, I will take it. I just need to know. I just need to make you guys aware that my choices are heal or this. So
yeah.
Oh, that's a big deal then.
yeah, exactly. And I have
Yeah,
one spell. So
yeah.
But
it is a travel day spell.
Yes. Yes. Depending on where we're traveling to. If we're traveling to a place that is quite dangerous and we're going to make it there that day, I'm going to have to switch to heal, I think.
I should clarify. I mean, like going
like
back
like the
to
day
somewhere
that
that's far away.
yes. Yeah.
Like if we want to go from the Valley of Gan to Codwake, and there is a tree, like any tree
at all in the Valley of Gan.
Then
yes.
you're like, all right,
then we can leave. Yes. Perfect.
But yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on there.
So I think maybe we talk to King Cyril and then clear out the hospital.
Yes. I think that is
add that to our list of things to do in Carthen.
Yeah, I think that is the Well, that's gonna happen right now. I don't think you need to add it.
Okay.
It's gonna happen post haste.
It's just 10:49, so I don't know.
I think we could
Yes.
probably do that.
After the meeting too,
Yes.
I want to have a quick conversation with Marilinda about something she had showed Sonnet and I back at the camp about like they gave us a song to play that would let us teleport back from a plane. So, I want to make sure one, I know how to do it, and then two, they said that maybe we could learn the other one. Clearly, we're the leaders, so maybe I learned that song. I don't know. It took a whole day. It might take too long.
So you want her to teach you the more of the songs?
If there's
These
time.
could also be done by Carolus as well.
Okay. Yes. I mean, Maryland is a preference, but either one would be fine.
So sure. So she would also tell you this. So this does help you go to the plane of the Feywild. It is a very unpredictable place. Magic does not work as expected there, and you don't easily get where you want to go if you go there. But it can be a place to hide if you're having problems with your material world.
How long does it take to cast, and how many people?
It's going to take 3 minutes to cast.
3 minutes to cast. Okay.
For a group of 8 people.
Group of 8. Okay. So us and 2 friends.
It's not going to be as precise as a plane shift spell, but it could
Of course not.
Yes.
It only goes to the Feywild. If you play it in the Feywild, it's not going to do anything.
Nothing happens if you're in the Feywild.
Makes
You
you
just
You
re-arrive
a
exactly
little.
where you are, but
Yes.
standing on your
only
head.
just this 3 inches.
No. You just you jump through a wall, you do backflip 6 times, then you play the Song of Soaring, and then you break the game.
Yes, that.
Oh, and then you just win instantly. Yeah, you just
Yes.
win. The credits play. Okay, so that can happen. That'll take a little while to teach that. There's gonna be some practice involved. Then Maggie wanted to talk to Cyril, right?
I was thinking like as a group because I know that Cyril's more likely to talk to Yllaxis than any of us. So
I think as
I would
Yllaxis is
say
learning.
like the dwarves would come and would say that guy's in what we call a strange mood.
Yes.
He says, like, dwarves get that sometimes, but elves can apparently get it too certain times.
We are very well aware of that. I think that if Yllaxis is busy, I think we can handle Cyril. Handle him. You know what I mean? I think we can chat with him if she's doing some music.
Am I doing music? You can say yes. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And eating some delicious muffins too.
Yes.
all right, we can talk to Cyril.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
He says, "Yes, my saviors. I owe you my life twice over. What can I do for you?" He's still in a strange mood.
Yes, how are you doing after a night's rest?
He says, "A night's rest. It's been many nights." He says, "This world." He says, "Sometimes I even wonder if this universe itself is doomed to endless dreary disasters and doom and cruelties." And he sighs to see the face of that fiend. Well, he says, "I don't even know if he is a fiend. That fiend that appeared to my world as a friend and a prophet and became its end. To see him mocking me here, even in a totally different world, just mocking me, just leering over me. I don't know what to believe," he says. And he seems quite emotionally affected by this.
Would you perhaps care to share some more with us, or you said you had a awful premonition, and after all now that you have a new home in this world, it would be a shame if anything happened to it. No, it would be a shame if it met the same unfortunate end as your previous one. I think if you have any
insight,
if there's anything you'd like to share, it would be much appreciated. And perhaps depending on what the mission that you have determined for yourself is, there may be some way we can assist, depending on what it is.
He says, well, so you would like me to share information first and then tell you my plan, right?
I think it
I
is
think
in our
that's
mutual interest, yes.
Okay.
Or, change the order, but it doesn't
whatever
matter
you'd
much, I think.
prefer. Both are good. We want to know about both of those.
Okay. So, he says, so basically, I was in a world there were many troubles in it, similar to our world. There was some monsters and there was a few fiend cults and chaos and that sort of thing. But we worked hard. We built. He says, I don't want to claim all the credit, but we built a country, and we tried to give everyone equal rights. But one day we got a vision from our chief diviner about a black pharaoh who's going to awaken in a certain buried tomb that no one else had known how to open or knew whence it came. And he did awaken, and at first he seemed to be some sort of prophet. He could heal everyone. He helped right wrongs. He was our ally, but then it seemed everywhere he went, people just started going crazy. They started joining cults. They worshipped gods without names. And then he says, we lost control. We tried to fight them. He mocked us at every turn. It seemed like he wouldn't take any damage. We tried all the damage types, he says. There's nothing we could do, and his cult rolled across the land, and it was like he had an aura of hundreds of miles where every living thing would wither and die, and we just fled because we did not know what to do with this cackling monster. So I hope it hasn't been seen much here. So he says, what I think I'll do about this is, since this world seems to be still relatively, spring is coming here and it's relatively green. He says, I'm going to try to research all I can about this. I'm going to look for any sort of book that might describe who this guy is and how he operates, and then I'm going to try to make a plan. But he says, since I do want to see if I can unite the elves on this world first, as they seem to be in a very, very tiny minority here, and I do feel more comfortable with them on our side.
I do think that uniting the elves is a wonderful start. We must confess that we, as a party, have seen him before.
He says, "Are you serious?" He says, "Oh my god!" And he says, "Everyone, listen." He says, "Kira, take notes."
I did not see him myself. I don't think I did. Maybe very briefly, but I know that Yllaxis and Maggie have seen him before, only visions, and we're not sure what to do with him because we're not sure what he is planning or what could be strengthening him.
Okay, so
that's all I got.
Did he say anything? Did he say anything to you? So you can roleplay if you want, or you can just say you tell him all you know. Either way is fine.
I don't know what Maggie has, but Dromik doesn't know nearly as much as Maggie does about this.
Kiff will chime in.
Yeah, go for it.
Kiff will say, was it a day ago? Probably something like that. Day ago. First time Kiff almost died. When Kiff choked on no air. Kiff come back, get woken up. Kiff turn around. Man behind me, wear almost no clothes. I turn around. I say, it's cold. You have no clothes. Why no clothes? And man laugh and laugh. He said, don't need clothes. I say, how no need clothes? They just laugh again and say, no need. Then he says something about his boss grant him power for no clothes? Something like that?
My brain just hurt from the entire logic sentence.
Oh
that
no,
just happened.
I know exactly what I put it right together.
Yeah.
I remember exactly. That was the conversation. That was pretty much the conversation.
Yeah, Kiff turned around. He's like, "Where's your clothes?" And
Yeah.
the pharaoh was like, "I don't need any clothes." I'm like, "How?" He goes, "Well, my benefactors, have granted me this power, and
Is
I
that
don't need
bookshelf
'em.
bleeding?
So
What?
I'm not
Sorry.
having a great time with the effects, but
Yeah.
there's slowly is blood dripping from the walls.
Okay, yeah, that is exactly what that is. The blood shelf, the
You feel a
bookshelf is.
chill. You feel a chill.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
good. The more we talk about him, the
Oh no,
more
it's
sad.
the orbs all
It's
over
the
again.
beholder.
Yeah.
From when we've seen him, has he appeared to have a nose?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. What did
He
his
definitely
face look
appeared
like?
in different formats.
Okay, so he has looked different ways.
Okay.
I think she's wondering if
Sometimes
he's
he
Gith.
seemed like a young man. Sometimes he seemed like a mummy. Sometimes he seemed like a,
Okay.
a golem.
When he was a
Okay,
young
well-
man, was he a humanoid or human, or was he
In
like?
all his forms, he was humanoid.
Okay. I'm gonna say, looking around at the dripping blood shelf walls. But did he have a
Yes.
nose?
Cyril and his friends don't seem to notice this.
Mm.
I'm gonna say for the ease of stability that Fontiev is at least in this part of town now, wandering towards the
That sounds great.
city council.
You got the whiff of fresh baked muffins.
I smell
my-
continental breakfast complimentary.
My drunken stupor drags me to food.
I
Or
mean,
leads me to
same.
food. Yeah.
Need
Me as a
pizza.
person.
Oh god, all this blood.
But not
Yeah.
just pizza, the worst garbage pizza.
Who else is in this room? Is Kiff also with us, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kev just
Um,
spoke.
Yeah. I'm thinking that we may.
want to stop speaking about him.
Yeah. Oh my
As the
gosh, it's
conversation
just
continues, the amount
spurting.
of blood pouring out of the walls seems
This
to increase.
continues. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go on.
I was gonna cut the conversation short and just say
Yeah, same.
you should be
Gonna say-
wary of researching him, only because it seems as we talk, his power may grow stronger. I think for now you may want to focus on unifying the elves until maybe we figure out a little bit more about him and what perhaps gives him more power. I know that is a lot
I
to
got
ask.
this.
If you-
Beetlejuice.
You notice that Cyril's nose just begins to bleed, and he
Yeah.
looks very pale. He starts to faint. He says, "Kira, I don't feel well."
Oh, great.
I
You
think
start-
we should perhaps leave this room. But yes, if
Yep.
if you do come across anything, let's go.
Please let us know.
Maybe
Are we gonna
let's
usher people
leave
out of the room?
the
Yeah,
room.
we're gonna
Yeah, I'm
start.
trying to usher them out of the room. Come.
Yeah.
Let us leave.
Yeah, I'm
Now?
gonna help Kira move King
Unless you
Cyril
wanna
out of the room.
Stay
Oh.
here for some reason.
Okay, Kira mentions after you. If you see any books about this character, let us know. We'd like to research them.
Yes, well, let's share information. If you find anything, let us know.
Yep.
If we find anything, we'll let you know. We'll see what happens.
We'll keep it open.
Our people will call your people. Will do lunch.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, and Cyril has officially fainted, but yeah.
Oh jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh jeez.
Oh, jeez.
We will talk more about that at a later
Oh,
time. I think.
Jesus and biscuits and
Um,
bagels.
So
And then
go ahead.
I'm sorry to keep
No,
bringing up
you're
new
okay.
things that I've forgotten.
I'm having a lot of fun. This is all interesting stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
One other thing that I brought up the last session, I think, was potentially trying to communicate with the god Tyr, because I think the emperor was allegedly like a fallen, or no, not Tyr, Pelor.
Paylor, yes.
I have it in my notes.
Yeah.
Yes, Paylor was the fallen angel was from Paylor. You are correct.
Yeah. So we could perhaps find some important information by
Huh.
trying to communicate with.
I think
Paylor.
that as much as I like that idea, I think that may be something we need to do during our travel. We might maybe take
Oh, yeah,
I think that the best thing we could do is take like a trinket or a symbol of Paylor with us, and perhaps have like see if we can commune with him while we're on our trip. Does that
Yeah.
sound okay?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah?
fine. And
Okay.
then maybe just tell the people of Carthan, if a cleric of Pelor shows up, Have them contact us.
Get in touch with us, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
their people call our people.
exactly.
You did notice like there was a little booth about like all all
About each
gods have like
god.
their own little missionary booths over there as part of the fair.
Yeah.
So there's one of those there if you wanted to go there.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, grabbing a trinket of Palor might be a good idea before we go. So it is 11. Wanna stop here and then first thing next time go to the Hospital of Hope and get going on our checklist here?
Yeah,
Sounds
that
good to
probably
me.
sounds right.
Why don't you put Palor trinket just in there? It should take 30 seconds. It should be we get a thing from Palor. Or we can literally do it now. Like after this meeting has ended, I will just go do that. That is fine with me.
Same amount of time as walking 2 blocks.
No, way less.
Well,
that
we all
okay?
know that's not true.
No, but seriously, is that possible?
We've been down this rabbit hole before. That it's going to be an hour.
No, it's not. I'm asking right now. Is that okay if I can ask the one of the Palor people? Can I have a symbol of Palor's, a holy symbol? I would like to learn more about him and perhaps commune with him
The
eventually.
guy's gonna charge you 10 gold for it just because he's like I apologize for the price. We're just
Nope.
trying to get the whole religion started. He said Palor's a great god. He just loves light and healing and everybody to be happy.
I have no issue putting money back into everything. I will use my own money and then we will eventually perhaps I'll ask for some. I have 99 gold now. Cool.
There's also
Okay,
the
and
party
the
funds.
junior priest of
Yeah,
Palor
it's
is a
fine.
human
Don't worry
named
about it right now.
Ryan.
What?
The junior priest of Palor is officially a human named Ryan.
Oh, hey, cool.
If you
Priest
wanna
of
chat
Palor.
with him
On the
in-
record, I would
Uh,
like to go with Dromik, so I know this person and can potentially contact him in the future.
Perfect.
Done.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. So, we will leave it at that for now. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm putting the Palor item. Do you want me to put that in the purse or do you want me to just put that on my person?
Up to you.
So it's a holy symbol Palor, right?
Yep.
And I will tell you some details about that. It's made of silver, and I'm going to tell you more details in a second.
No problem. And then I think we'll call it there. And we'll go into whatchamacallit. I'll add it to the purse.
Oh my god, we didn't do any fighting this session.
No, we did not.
You didn't roll much either.
I know. That's okay. That's okay with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta get our ducks in a row,
I
if you will.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's nice to
was
have some
a-
downtime between some action. I like it.
Yes,
Cool.
because there was
Cool.
a lot of action.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like a
loose
smiling
ends, stuff like that.
sun. Nice.
I'm excited. Like, it's interesting to see what decisions you guys make, because every decision has a big effect, as you will see.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is stuff that we have to figure out.
Knowing our luck, we will unleash 12 Tarasks and summon 5 more dragons and a time traveling lizard.
I don't want to worry about that right now. Here's the thing. That's all we got.
We have a house to tend to.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I think we will call it there. I'm gonna put everyone on thanks for watching, and then we'll find someone to raid. But first, can y'all say bye for the sake of recording?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.